Oops. I did not mean to do that. All right. Good morning. Good morning. The hell? I see this shit on top of my hoodie. All right. There we go. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. For everybody that's in here so far. Also, good morning to the folks that's going to replay the show today. Excuse me, guys. I feel like I'm potentially about to get sick. Welcome back to everybody. We are here another day inside of Fact and Stats to be able to talk about some sports today. Only two sports that we'll be discussing today as college basketball and the National Basketball Association. With that being said, the show probably most likely will not be as long today. And that's actually what I prefer. But if you are in here, no 6 hour show today. No, yesterday was freaking 6 hours. Chan was good. No 6 hour show today. Let me hold on. And people, I don't know. We'll see how the show goes today. But let's see if we can get through this. As far as the show today, guys, I didn't tweet out the link. Obviously, I just tweeted out when the show went live. Excuse me, refresh. Yeah, there we go. I just tweeted out when the show went live today. Just let them people know we're live on YouTube and Twitch, and they can pull up to either or when it comes to where they prefer to watch the show on, or you can watch the show on Twitter. If you're not following Fact and Stats on Twitter, make sure you follow at Fact and Stats _. As far as the show today, it's pretty straightforward. We're going to talk about Kansas knocking down the number one team in the nation in Arizona, which was a good game. I came into the Discord yesterday to see if the game was live streamed in the Discord, but it was NBA on, rightfully so. And, they jumped out on them early. Nothing too crazy, but I thought it was about to get ugly, especially with Darren Peterson not playing. But, hey, I was left surprised, so I'm going to give my comments on that game in a second. And then after that, pretty much going to talk about Mikel Brown. It's funny enough, I just said yesterday he's in action tonight. We're going to see what he do to sort of kind of bounce back a little bit, and he had a performance to bounce back. Fredo, what's good, bro? Agent Zero, what's good? Everybody that dropped the logo, what's good, bro? Good morning, y'all. Appreciate y'all for rocking with Facts and Stats. Appreciate y'all being in here. Because many people probably wasn't even looking forward to coming. Not saying they won't come today, but looking forward to much to come to today. As far as like the talks, no more football. That was a big part of Facts and Stats, so that's a bummer. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get into that. Talk about the two things with college basketball yesterday. Then after that, I'm going to go through the whole entire slate. I forgot to pick my winners yesterday. I'm so mad. I forgot to pick my winners yesterday. So going through the whole entire slate from last night's game, and then I pick my winners today. And I'm not going to be here for 6 hours, 5 hours, because I got to leave out at like 5 or something, maybe even a little bit before that. And we got a small NBA slate today. Well, we got the Lakers and Spurs. Pretty sure Luka's out. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to go ahead and get into everything. If you want to join the stage, y'all, you have to join the stage through the Facts and Stats Discord. The Discord is pinned in the YouTube chat. The Discord is also pinned in the Twitch chat. Again, the Discord is pinned in the YouTube chat. The Discord is also pinned in the Twitch chat. If you're watching on YouTube right now, do me a solid and hit a thumbs up button on this video. That helps the algorithm out for anybody that's surfing across Facts and Stats while the show is live to come in and join the Discord, type in the chat, and or if they're, bold enough, they can even join the stage. That's what this platform is all about. Giving anyone the platform to speak their mind in regards to whatever the topic is. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I gotta edit that later. Alright. Also, there's a couple of things you guys can do if you're watching on YouTube and you want to extend your support for the platform. Feel free to send super chats and or super stickers and or thanks, I believe. And then also you can become a member of the Fact and Stats community on the YouTube side of things. three different levels you can join as. Appreciate all the support in that aspect. And if you're watching on Twitch, feel free to make sure you hit that follow button. And if you're not a sub, feel free to become a sub. If you have Amazon Prime, though, I would advise you to become a sub through Amazon Prime, as you get one free subscription per month. You would just have to renew your subscription every single month, though. Excuse me, you get one free prescription per month, but you got to renew it every single month. So if you have Amazon Prime, I would advise you to use that just in case you want to avoid ads or just extend your support for the platform and what I do on a day-to-day basis. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into the slate from yesterday. Again, it's a very quick and straightforward show today, guys. Nothing touching 6 hours. 6 hours was ridiculous yesterday, but nothing touching 6 hours, as Ev have other things to get into. Bankroll Griff, my boy, appreciate the follow on Twitch, gang. Haven't seen Buenos Dias. Appreciate the follow on Twitch, gang. If that's the same Griff from Twitter and YouTube. Is that the same Griff or that's somebody new? I'm just asking. All right. Yesterday in college basketball, we had a doubleheader on ESPN, and I was saying we got some games today. We got some games today. We had a doubleheader yesterday, and I was like, you know, we really got to see how Mikel Brown come out. We really got to see, like, because he got to remind folks. I made a video on dude a month and a half ago, or damn near 2 months ago, and he looked damn good. You know, he was always projected a lottery pick. He was always projected as one of the better guards. All right, what's good, gang? Always projected as one of the better guards, and oh shit, I wouldn't share my screen. Always projected as one of the better guards, and he hurt his back. He tried to fight back. Got back on the court probably about 5 to 7 games ago. Could be longer than that. And ever since then, he been struggling. You know, he literally been struggling. What's good? What's good, Ari? Stop. What's good, Ari? Ever since then, he been struggling. But last night, he used the game against 18-6 North Carolina State, coming into their house as the game to get back right. This made me smile when I saw the highlights yesterday. 45 points from Mikel Brown, 14 for 23 from the field, 10 for 16 from 3, 4 boards, and 3 steals. If you look at his previous games, shooting 39% from the field. That is disgusting. If you look at his previous game, you'll see games like 12 points, 6 points, 27, 20, 16, 9, and 22, 9, 11. Been struggling for the most part after his, I would say, good to decent start to the season. So hopefully he'll take that 45 ball right there and the efficiency in that game and sort of kind of finish out the rest of the season pretty strong. And also whatever they may do in March, that can also help his draft stock as well. Because right now on Tankathon, let me see what they got Mikel Brown now, because I'm pretty sure he got lapped by a couple of guys. He probably still within the top 10. Oh, they still got him at 7. So at least per Tankathon, they still got him at 7. I don't believe he will probably go 7 right now today, if you were to ask me. They even got Flemings over Caleb. That's not going to happen, but yeah, this is just Tankathon, y'all. So if you ask me, it's Darren, AJ, Boozer, Caleb, Flemings. I'll probably say Nate, and then I'll entertain Acuff, Wagler, and Mikel, and I'll probably go Wagler or Acuff is probably a toss up, but Wagler got the size. I'll probably go them back to back, and then I'll go Mikel, and then entertain whatever JQ may be, or Code Pete, or whatever the case may be. That's what I would do. But either way, shout out to Mikel Brown. He needed a game like this. One, from a confidence perspective. 2, yeah, really, that's the biggest thing of it all. A confidence perspective, and reminding folks who he is and what he can do, and what Louisville brought him into the program for as a 5-star, to help them make a deep push when it comes to the March Madness tourney, assuming they make it. Second game of the doubleheader, we had Kansas defeats Arizona Wildcats, who were 23-0, and the Jayhawks did this without Darren Peterson. That was the most impressive thing to me. One, I felt like sometimes they played better as a team from an offensive perspective without Darren Peterson. That's not a knock to Darren Peterson, because obviously he's the best player on the team. Obviously, to me, he's going number 1 in the draft. But sometimes when you have one of them guys that's just not playing, the ball move more, and or guys want to step up more because they have to. It's really just that simple. And it's not that. And Darren's not a ball hog. He ain't a jack. He ain't holding the ball. He ain't doing none of that. I'm just saying like the ball move more and guys have to step up more. Versus okay, we know when we need a moment, when we need a bucket, we got to try to find DP. Without DP, you have guys like Council. He shot like 22 shots yesterday. Hold on. He shot 25 shots yesterday. Melvin Council Jr. shot 25 shots yesterday. And that's just an example of what I meant when someone had to step up. Flory Badunga, hopefully I said that name right. Uh, big time game for
Yeah, I
him.
think that's right.
Big time game for him last night. He pretty much had the block that pretty much made them win the game last night as well. He had 3 blocks in total, 23 points, 10 rebounds. He had his way down low. Like he ain't killing you with crazy skill. He ain't killing you with crazy footwork. He ain't killing you with none of that. It was just all finesse. Like it was all finesse and him just knowing where the basket is and how to finish with either hand for the most part. For the most part, obviously his left hand though. So Floyd, I was very, very impressed with his performance. Bryson Tiller, the freshman, he was good. Wait, is he from Alabama or he's a freshman? I think I can't remember which one he is. Yeah, he's a freshman. I'm sorry. He had 18 points. So whenever you can come, when you look at a box score, and Trey White didn't even have a good game. Whenever you look at the box score for Kansas, though, without a Darren Peterson, where you have Melvin and Flory 46, I'm sorry, 46, 64. Them three combined for 64 points. Are your team 82 points? That's impressive. That's impressive. This is without Darren. This is at home against the number one team in the nation. So, um, Arizona side of things, I do not like their late game process yesterday. I was not impressed by how they even not even closed the game out. Tried to come back and get the lead and ultimately win the game. I think they didn't have what I know about them, and I'm taking this game to show me that I have I'm taking this game to show me that I have Houston over them. It was Houston and them as a top two for me, but they don't have nobody to go to late in the games yesterday. The game got closer than probably what it should have been or what it needed to be because Braden Berry's rightfully so, 25 points for him. Big time game. He knocked down like 2 late threes for Arizona to ultimately even give them a chance. And then they forced a late turnover where it went out of bounds off the Kansas dude. But then Flory had the big block. So he saved the day. Melvin Council went to the line, knocked down a couple of free throws. And that's the game. So Jaden Bradley, terrible. It's like excuse me. It's like he wanted the moment to be about him. But a lot of these big time games and big time matchups been about him. I think he's averaging like 18 points or something like that against top 25 schools. So it's been about him. But yesterday wasn't his night. Kobe Pete, lottery pick. Last night wasn't his night. Wasn't his night at all. Struggled scoring the ball, struggled from the field, struggled finishing around the rim. They took out two of their best players. Kobe and Jaden is two of their best players. Adding on Braden Burries, who had a good game though. So I think Kansas had a great game plan. The defense was really good yesterday. They fed off their crowd because, like I said, I thought they were about to get probably potentially stepped on. To be honest, by the way Arizona came out, I think it was like I know it was a little. It wasn't nothing crazy. It was like 10-4 or something like that. And I'm like, I went to the Discord and Tibbs like, yeah, Darren Pete not even playing. I'm like, oh damn, oh yeah, I think everybody about to get stepped on. And you know, they stormed back in that first half, made it a close game. Arizona still had the lead up by 3, but the way Kansas finished that game and the way they fade off their momentum and the way they fade off their crowd and the way Melvin, even while struggling from the field, did a good job at getting to the free throw line. Flory was good down low. And then, like I said, Bryson was good. All around, just a really good game for Kansas. I was definitely impressed with the win. And yeah, man, they can do some things. I ain't gonna lie, they can do some things. They got one bad loss to me. I don't know all their losses out of the 5. It's just that one bad loss to West Virginia to me. And after that, let me look who they lost to this year, so I can
They got
properly.
UCF, right? They lost to UCF.
Okay, North Carolina, Duke, UConn, UCF, West Virginia. Okay, so I guess you
Yeah,
could
that West
say
Virginia shit is bad.
that West Virginia one was bad though, because y'all was up like 10. No, you're not. You a Kansas fan or Mizzou fan? You a Mizzou fan? I'm sorry. You a Mizzou fan, right?
Yeah, I'm a Mizzou fan.
Okay.
The one thing I'll give Kansas a bit of credit. I'm still not a huge believer in their possibility of going far in the tournament, but I will say they've gotten a lot better at the later part of the season, like when it matters. And I think their early losses, a lot of that came to just being an awful team on the road and really exceeding in Lawrence. And again, yesterday was in Lawrence, but I think overall they've just been a lot more consistent as of late, and that does translate well in the tournament in general. And yeah, I think that West Virginia, that UCF thing, I don't think that would happen if they played each other now. Obviously, it's all hypotheticals and stuff, but I think they're just a much more consistent team now. They found their flow. So actually, Darren Peterson not playing in the earlier games might have helped the team build some chemistry, build some rhythm, and yeah, I think it's really showed
Mm,
yesterday in particular. Because
yeah,
I think Arizona played well in the first half. I think they made plenty of shots, and Kansas made some adjustments, and they just kept it up. If in the first half, the important thing was Arizona like kept making shots, but Kansas kept responding with a couple of threes. What's I forgot the name, but they were like some of the role players. They really stepped up big, kept it within single digits in the first half in crucial moments, like you said, like the 10-4 run, for example. Like, but there's also like I think they were up by 8 as well, but then Kansas made like two threes, cut it down to two, two contested threes as well. Shout out to McDowell. I think McDowell was huge in particular for me. Bryson Tiller stepped up too as a freshman. It was pretty impressive. And then yeah, in the second half, the Lawrence crowd they bought into it obviously, but also everybody was just they were just on timing. And Arizona, they were I wouldn't say they were horrible, but they've had an off game. But that's what happens when you play against a tough team to beat. So shout out to Kansas for that, I guess. Yeah.
yep. That was actually a good breakdown, bro. They definitely got an off game, and I agree with everything you literally said. Literally everything. Those games early on in the year without DP set them up for games like this, and I definitely think they'll beat UCF and or West Virginia right now, no matter where that game is played, road or home, or even if it's on the road again. I meant to say, I'll say it like that. So I appreciate that, bro. Uh, I know Tween. Do you want to add any words, or you
Oh
cool?
yeah, I watched the game in here. I mean, outside of my TV, but I watched the game in here. Once Chan put it on, but I mean, yeah, they played well. They came together well. Shout out to Bryson Tiller. He really kept them in it the first half. I want to say they were just down by 3 going into halftime, or like single digits. Let me say that because I couldn't remember exactly how much they were down at halftime, and
Yeah, they were
then
down by three. They were down by three. Yeah.
3. Okay, thank you. And then uh, after halftime in the second half, that's when you really saw Council and Flory really kind of like take off and make themselves felt. Arizona had a horrible second half. Like, and I was in here like the second half. Tez had came in, so me and him were like talking for most of the game, and I just kept pointing out they kept doing the same shit. Like, Ev, I agree with you in the sense that where you're like, they don't really have a guy to go to, like when shit gets tough. But I also don't think they really have anything to go to when shit gets tough. Because if you go back and you look at the shots that they missed, that they weren't making, they weren't bad shots. They weren't bad looks. It wasn't like they were forcing shit. They were just doing the same shit that they did the first half that was working. It just stopped working. And it was just like I found it very odd to see them continue to do the same thing, knowing that it wasn't working. And like on one hand, you like want to give them credit for staying within what they're good at, right? Because what you hate is seeing teams when they get down or they get in like a close situation that they don't expect, they start chucking shit, right? So you hate that. But like I think and this is where I put it on Tommy Lloyd. I personally put it on coaching. There needed to be some sort of adjustments because whatever they were doing off the glass just was not working, and they got into their mid-range game too late. And it seemed like only Koa and Brandon Burries were the only two people that even wanted to think about taking a three. And I'm just like, Kansas is clearly making it hard. Flory is they're letting y'all play more physical. Letting them play more physical. Flory is clearly swatting every fucking thing that comes in the air. Council is being really scrappy, a really scrappy defensive player. So anytime you try to bring the ball down, they're getting steals. They're making you turn over the ball. And you keep doing the same shit. And there was no adjustment. And so it was just kind of interesting, frustrating, and a bit to watch them just continue to do the same things and like think that shit was gonna change. But one thing I did notice about them, when they offense break down, they defense break down. when they stop being efficient offensively, it's like their mind, they get put out of games, at least yesterday. And defensively, they made some really dumb mistakes. Kansas, I would love to see like just second half splits, what the rebounding was for both teams. Because it seemed like anything that went up in the air, if it wasn't going in the basket, it was going to Kansas. And so it just seemed like the level of physicality that I think that we saw Kansas play versus BYU is what they really showed up with in the second half mainly, and it got to Arizona. I will say just from like a stats perspective, Arizona had their worst. I found this from an Arizona fan, by the way. Had their worst defensive rebounding rate game. Had the second worst offensive efficiency that they've had all season. The second worst defensive efficiency they've had all season. Their second worst free throw attempt rate all season. Well, yeah, I think this is all season. And the second worst 2-point field goal percentage all season, and fourth worst effective field goal percentage. All of some of this shit don't make no sense in my brain. Percentage all season, which I think just in short, they had a terrible game offensively and defensively, and losing by 4 ain't bad, but losing by 4 to a team without their best player is questionable. But to wrap it up, I did tell Tez during the BYU game in the second half when they started coming back, when BYU started coming back, but Kansas was just like keeping it, like they never really let them get it. They just kept maintaining the lead. I told Tez, I said those early games without DP allowed them to find their offense and their defensive game plan without him on the floor. To where when he is on the floor, it's just, okay, yeah, now we got to spread the ball around some more. We got to make sure DP gets his looks. And, DP, if he got the ball in his hand, he's going to shoot it. But they've also been able to adjust without DP. I will say I have concerns about them against some other teams. Like, I think they played Tech twice, and I would love to see Kansas against Tech again, especially if DP doesn't play, because DP played that first game. He didn't play good, actually. In that first game, I would love to see if they played them again, because I want to see what happens if DP doesn't play. You have this similar lineup of, Tiller, Council, Flory, Trey White, and I forget the fifth guy. They be having out there because he just truly be, whoever that nigga is, just be out there low key.
He stepped up yesterday though, but
Yeah, he did, but for the most part, he just, big dog. He just, he be there. But I would love to see, and El Marco Jackson too. I think he gave them some solid minutes. I would love to see what this team looks like versus a team that does play really solid defense, no matter what's happening offensively. I would just love to see what happens there. I want to see what this team is able to do when you do face a team that isn't afraid to shoot the three, because I really do think Arizona limited themselves with just their unwillingness to like stretch the game out, spread the floor out, and like take threes. And Tech is they gonna shoot them bitches. Oh, they don't play Tech again. Damn, that sucks. But I felt like Tech would actually be a really good team. They played them already, but they don't play them again.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But I would love, because I feel like Tech would be a really good team, really interesting team to see this non-DP Kansas lineup against, to see what they can really do versus a team that will shoot a three, can also has a dominant paint player like JT Toppin, and can play really good defense. Yeah, damn, I talked way longer than I thought I was going to be about this game. But I watched it from start to finish, so I guess. But yeah, solid game. Good win for Kansas. Really good win for Kansas. I think they're on the 3 line now for most people. In Arizona, what a way to start off this kind of difficult stretch of games they got coming up. I think next they go to Tech. Yeah, next they play Tech at home. Then they play BYU again. Then they come to my good old school down in Houston, and then they got a break, and then they play Kansas again, and then Iowa State. So they have a little bit of a tough February. So it'll be interesting to see how they shake back.
Yep, well said. Thank you so much to you and Spurs. I think both of y'all gave a great breakdown on the game. And I'm pretty sure we all enjoyed the game for the most part. And I agree with everything that you said as far as them not having anything to go to. And hopefully I'm not overreacting. I don't think I'm overreacting. I'm not. I am over. Well, I could be overreacting a little bit. Let me put it like that. Like Spurs said, it was just an off game, But Kansas made that. Kansas made that a thing. Like Kansas was one of the biggest reasons why they had an off game yesterday. But the way they defended yesterday, just the way they played. So shout out to Kansas again. Big victory over the number one Arizona Wildcats. They were sitting at 23-0 going into that game. So obviously you don't want to lose a game like that. But as far as college basketball today, we get some of our favorite college basketball players in action today. We get to see 3 top 5 picks potentially in action. Starting off, damn, bro. My bad.
What?
Nah,
You good?
yeah. Starting up at 7 o'clock, you got Nebraska versus Purdue, so two top 13 teams going at it. I'm on FS1. Then after that, you got Kayla Wilson, the projected 4th pick in the draft, going against Miami. That'll be on ESPN. You got Vandy and Auburn. You got also AJ DeBonta going against Baylor. That's on the road. That'll be on ESPN2. Also starting at 7 o'clock. And then you have Illinois' Keaton Wagler, projected top 10 pick going against Wisconsin. And then Kingston Flemings in Houston going against Utah on ESPN2. Doubleheader. Kingston Flemings a projected 5th pick in the draft right now. And then you have Duke versus Pittsburgh on ESPN to cap off that doubleheader. And Cameron Boozer is the projected 3rd or 2nd and or 1st pick in the draft this year. So we got some good teams in action. Arkansas, there's a cup lottery pick going against LSU. Iowa State, 5th ranked, going against TCU today. And then you even have Gonzaga to cap off the night against Washington State at 11 o'clock. So we got a decent college basketball slate today. It's actually good because there's only like 4 games in NBA today. So I'll get back home around this time. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Make sure you all tap into these games, especially the first. I'm not going to be able to watch the first one fully. Damn. I'll see the second half. So, yeah, make sure y'all tap into these games. And, again, thank y'all for Ari and Spurs to come up here and talking about the Kansas game. And everybody that's listening and watching the show so far. Thank y'all. If you're watching on the Twitch side of things, just make sure you hit that follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you all hit the thumbs up button on this video and or subscribe. Fact and Stats is a daily sports show. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. I think I'll get sick, y'all. Side note to the chat. Side note to the chat. Did y'all see that Jeff Teague stuff? The Eddie or the stage. Did y'all see the Jeff Teague stuff? Anybody see the Jeff Teague stuff? It reminded me of Facts and Stats, but not the way that they took it. Like, it was insane. Like, Jeff Teague and Zaire Franklin was arguing about NBA versus the NFL. So it reminded me of us doing that, but like Teague took it to a whole nother level. Like, I mean, like a whole nother level. Yeah, like he was like purposely disrespectful with it. Like, and Zaire kept trying to keep his cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't gotta do that. Just don't disrespect my name. Da 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 da. Teague was being real ignorant though. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Teague, it was. Look into it if y'all ain't see it. I watched literally every single clip on it. Even went back to their YouTube show from yesterday, and thankfully they had it time stamped, and I went to go look at that too. Again, it's around the NBA versus the NFL conversation. And Teague made some. You said something to me?
Yeah. What you talking about?
Jeff Teague on his show yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess he made some good points, but Zaire won that debate, in my opinion, for whatever it's worth. And then T got a little disrespect. You can get the fuck up out of here right now. It's always NBA inside of 520. It's something to look into and have a discussion about, I guess, with whoever you may talk to about it. I just want to bring that to your attention. All right, off to the NBA today. Again, today's pretty straightforward for the most part. Now I'm going to dive into this whole entire slate from yesterday. We had a slate yesterday. I mean, this wasn't one of them type of things where niggas is bluffing. Like, niggas act like they want to fight. Nah, they really tried to throw real fists. Like, Isaiah Stewart really had him in the head like I'm throwing real punches. Like this is not nothing that's like fake. Like this is a real thing. Like hold on, let me see if I could. I think it was Spurs that sent it. It could have been Spurs that sent it. Oh no, it was T Money. I should have had the whole clip of it, but they was about to throw real punches, real fists. Like it was that type of moment yesterday in that game. So I'm gonna start off at the top. Whoever that is on the stage, you want server mute? Kung Fu B, you want server mute? Let me know if you want to take you off server mute. I'm gonna go through the whole entire slate, y'all. Recap the games and then give my predictions for the games today. And for the most part, Tatum cleared the practice with G League squad. I didn't even see this. My goodness. Top headlines. LeBron calls out the Lakers after the game. LeBron said the Lakers are not a title team. Nobody is surprised by that. I will say it's a little concerning, though. No, not even really concerning, but it's a little concerning, though, where, like, you know, you got LeBron on your roster and you don't do anything to improve your chance to win the title. Not saying you should, you know. Not saying you should, but him basically saying, oh, we're not a title team. So, hey, rightfully so, LeBron telling the truth. So I don't know if he thinks they can change over the next 2 months or whatever the case may be, but that's that. 4 tossed in Brooklyn and Pistons and Hornets brawl. Also, we had Nas Reed and other dude on the Hawks get ejected as well after their little scuffle that they had. Curry's out to the All-Star game. Clippers blank whatever whatever. Tatum cleared the practice with the G League squad. Oh, Topic returns to court after. Okay. Damn. Shout out to him returning to the court. Let me see what Tatum, because I know somebody came here and said something about Tatum yesterday. Okay. So Tatum is definitely probably coming back this year. He's doing all the steps and all the signs showing that he want to come back this year.
I'm not gonna lie. If Tatum comes back before the playoffs, yeah, just give the East to the Celtics. I'm sorry, that shit's wraps.
Yeah, Tatum's probably gonna come back this year. I ain't gonna lie. Also, shout out to I meant to bring up, well, not to meant to bring it up, but shout out to Damian Lillard. All right, Dame is participating in the 3-point contest. Yeah, let me pull that up on Twitter real quick. Dame's participating in the 3-point contest. And y'all know who I'm rocking with. So, y'all know who I'm rocking with. These are the 3-point contestants right here. You got Bobby Portis, Bobby Portis is crazy. Bobby Portis, Jamal Murray, Con Knipple, Norman Powell, Tyrese Maxey, Dmitch, Devin Booker, Damian Lillard. Shout out to Dame, dog. Shout out to Dame.
Yeah, that's big time.
Yeah, that's tough to me.
But Bobby Portis on there instead of Luke Kennard or even Rui.
No. You're forgetting a guy, sniper, trigger Trey Murphy. Why is he not there?
Yeah. This is crazy.
So I'm hoping that Devin Booker wins the 3-point contest again, and shoots the lights out. If not, D-Book, maybe hopefully my dog Maxie can surprise some folks. Con gonna win by a landslide.
Con has a good chance. He has a really good chance.
Con gonna win by a landslide. We'll see. A landslide is crazy.
Hot take. Think D-Mitch gets it done.
D-Mitch?
Nah, D-Mitch never performs well on these. I'm probably real.
Or it might see Maul. I feel like one of them scorer type guys gonna get it.
Oh, I forgot to say Jamal too. Damn, we got 3 BBN guys in here. Yeah, I can't lose. One of them got to win.
Damn, you ain't even say Maul?
I didn't even see his name. I forgot. One of them got to win, though. Hopefully. All right, so that's pretty much the top headlines from yesterday's game. I'm going to go ahead and go through the slate from yesterday. Ooh, and that'll be that. Again, I forgot to pick my game yesterday, man. So my record is still positive. I forgot to pick yesterday. It is what it is. I'll make sure I pick for the 4 games that we have tonight in the NBA. Last night, the NBA slate kicked off with the Detroit Pistons traveling to Charlotte. They were on a 9-game winning streak, their longest since the 90s. And Detroit Pistons got the win 110-104. Obviously, there was a big scuffle in this game where that saw a lot of players get thrown out. I think, obviously, Isaiah Stewart would get punished the most. You just can't run off the bench. And then on top of running off the bench, you squaring up with Miles Bridges. If Miles Bridges don't duck, Miles Bridges get hit pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. If Miles Bridges don't duck, Miles get hit pretty good.
That's a right. That's a
Yeah,
right hook too.
if
Full
Miles
swing.
if Miles don't duck, he get hit pretty good. He ducked. Stewart put him like a little headlock, was swinging like 2-3 punches, and it all broke up. So they got thrown out of the game. Obviously, I think he gets the longest suspension out of everybody. But to the actual game, though, Duncan Robinson continues to blossom. Cade Cunningham continues to have Cade-like games for the most part. He had 33 points last night, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Was 12 of 27 from the field. Not too bad. And then they had solid bench production as well, as they had 27 points combined for everybody that played off the bench. Shout out to Mr. Jenkins, man. Dennis Jenkins on the bench. They gave him like a 2-year contract 2 days ago or yesterday. So, way to work his way up and ink a deal like that. Life-changing money for him, I'm pretty sure. What else? That's that on the Pistons side of things. The Hornets, though, their 3 best players all knocked down threes, but they all didn't shoot as good, and it probably was just a lot to overcome, losing Diabate and his impact on the game and what he does for them on a night-to-night basis. He only played 19 minutes. Outside of that, no one really, because Ryan doesn't approach the game or affect the game the way Diabate does, with his motor and his rebound ability and his shot blocking ability, which Ryan does offer some of that, but not at the athletic level that Diabate does. And obviously losing Miles Bridges was big for them as well. So Charlotte started at the end of the first quarter up 33-29. Yeah, he is a great rim protector. Facts, Raph. They started the first quarter up 33-29. Detroit obviously stormed back in the second and third quarter, and Cade Cunningham led them to a victory on the road, 110-104. They are 17-7 on the road. That is the second best road record in the whole entire NBA. So maybe the Pistons can surprise some folks. I don't know. I don't believe it. But I wish they would have made a move to sort of kind of grow on what they did last year, because I see this was their first rodeo in the postseason. Like, I see this was their first time making the playoffs, right? And you had that experience last year. Oh, you didn't have that experience yet, so you don't want to try to go all in, like the Spurs, for example. I hear you. I get it. This is them even being better than what they were last year, and potentially going into the playoffs as more than likely going into the playoffs as the number 1 seed. And you really didn't do anything to get better, so at least throughout the regular season or the rest of the season, or even probably going into the playoffs. If they feel like this roster is good enough, that's on them. We're going to see what happens. They could surprise me and make the NBA Finals. I personally don't think it's going to happen. I like the Cavs or the Knicks a lot, and I think I'm about to go all the way with Cleveland. I think I'm about to just stay Cleveland instead of saying the Knicks too. But either one of them teams still. Nah, facts, right?
I got Boston if Tatum comes back. I got Boston, but I hear you, Ev.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with a couple of the sentiments you provided about the Pistons. I think they should have made a move. They need somebody, especially in that backcourt. I get it; they want to go defensive slanted, but at some point, you need another guy to take the ball out of K's hands. Duran emerged as an all-star. Ivy was supposed to be that. They flipped him. The young fella you just mentioned got that extension. They gave him that biannual contract. He's solid with the bench unit. But it's just like they just need another guy. You know what I mean? It don't even matter if it's a wing guy, if it's like another off-ball shooting. They just need another guy offensively come playoff times. Teams going blitz Cade, you feel me? Ball out his hands. Who's gonna really make the pay? I don't know, but yeah, Boston, New York, Cleveland. I probably say those 3 probably over Detroit, just in my personal opinion. Come playoff time or even later down the season, they number 1 right now. But how sustainable is this? They might win a series, 1 versus 8. Whatever playing team that gets, you feel me? It's just tough to replicate that for 2-3 series, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and adding on to that, I mean, shout out to Detroit, by the way. It was a good win for them, but I actually think Charlotte had like a bad game for their standards. I watched especially the end of that game, and I thought the execution in the clutch was just really poor. It was either LaMelo do some ISO step back threes, or they just I mean, shout out to the Detroit defense, obviously, for frustrating Charlotte, but Charlotte just couldn't find a rhythm. They took a lot of bad shots, a lot of contested shots. It was kind of uncharacteristic for what they have been before in the win streak. But if anything, I think it also shows how much Charlotte has improved. That their bad game, they're still able to compete with the number one seed in the East. And I do think a first round matchup between the two would be very interesting. But yeah, I do think Charlotte definitely could have had better late game execution, in my opinion.
Appreciate that, my brothers. Thank y'all for that. Shout out to the Pistons, though, overall. You're still having a great season, and you're still surprising folks. This is back-to-back year. They're surprising folks around the NBA that watch the sport. Nobody expected them to take the leap that they did last year. Then on top of that, no one expected them to be the number one seed this season, especially at this point with 50-plus games into the season. Pistons got great defensive efficiency. Ivy was ass. MPJ would have been perfect. That's how the Hornets play every game. Hornets literally just chuck. All right. Next game on the slate, we had the Brooklyn Nets going against the Chicago Bulls. Nolan Traore, their first round pick of last year, or this season, I'm sorry. 13 assists, career high, 13 points, double for him. They drafted two guards, obviously, in the first round, point guards, and that's Nolan and obviously Agor. Nolan ended up having a good game for them with Agor not playing in this one. And then also in the front court, they started three bigs yesterday. Noah Clowney, Danny Wolf, and Nick Claxton. All three of those fellas had good games. Nick Claxton obviously leading the way out of that bunch with 28 points and 10 boards. Noah had 22. Danny had 13. And then when you look at the bench, they had a solid game from Drake off. Ben is even a point guard as well. My bad. Drake Powell had a good game off the bench, and also Zaire Williams. So somebody got an echo up here. So shout out to the Brooklyn Nets for their performance at home. I know they really don't care to win many games, but I know they're rather happy when some of their young guys even can perform in a game like this and have a good output or show good signs, I would say. On the Bulls side of things, Josh Giddey's obviously not playing. We're probably not going to see a lot of Josh Giddey the rest of the season, to be honest. Anthony Simons had another good game in his few stints that he's been playing in Chicago so far. 23 points last night, 7 assists. Did have 5 turnovers, not really much. And he shot bad from 3. But at least he still had back-to-back 20-point games in Chicago so far. Jaden Ivey had 13. Colin Sexton had 21 off the bench. Nick Richards had 12. And then Rob Dillingham had 8. They just got a lot of new faces on the Chicago Bulls team, even with Yabusele starting for them in yesterday's game. So if they have their pick, I'm pretty sure they're comfortable with trending downwards when it comes to losing for the rest of this year.
Yeah.
So.
This Bulls game, I'm not going to lie, Dilly, he showed a couple good, offensive process. I liked a couple of the shit I was seeing in the limited minutes he had. You feel me? This team is just crazy. Like, you got so much guards. It's just like, I don't know, like Simons, you playing 2-3 guard lineups. I get it, that's the NBA right now, but it's small guards. It's like Colin Sexton, maybe 6'1". Dillingham, maybe 6 feet. Ivy was at 6'3". And it's Simons, but it's just
Yeah, and
I
adding
don't
on to
know.
that, I think Brooklyn, the size, like Ev said, the size really did make it tough for Chicago in general. I think Day'Ron Sharpe, especially, he feasted in the post. Nicholas Claxton, they feasted there. So there was a really well-coached game from Jordi Fernandez. I think it was a really good game plan. And in the end, I think I was just impressed by how much effort Brooklyn was putting in compared to Chicago. And it seemed like they really wanted that win. Shout out to them. And I think Zaire Williams, like I've said, he was actually pretty clutch in the end. He made a couple of really game-changing plays. And the rest of the guys, they also put in the good effort, good defense, and they just outmaneuvered Chicago just through. Yeah, like Tween said, I think the all-guard lineup at times was a little crazy from Chicago. I don't know if they were tanking or if that was just a strategy they were trying out, but it did not work, and Brooklyn exposed that, in my opinion.
Yep. Thank y'all, fellas. Appreciate y'all for holding the stage down up here with me today on this lovely Tuesday. No more NFL. No more NFL, man. I could cry. Third game of the slate that we had last night. We had my own Miami Heat. Bam said some interesting comments after this game. Like, we got to find ways to beat teams that's losing on purpose. Like, How the hell you lose to a team that's trying to lose? Like that makes no
Right,
sense to me,
sensible.
bro.
That's why.
Like
Right,
that
sensible.
that make no sense to me, bro. You losing to a team that's trying to lose. Like that's like a slap in the face for a team that's fairly healthy. Right? Obviously Tyler Hero, as reported yesterday, is out without a timetable to return. I mean, the fact that he even made it past the deadline is insane to me. But I guess somebody gotta want him. But I mean, it's crazy how year in and year out this man just don't play basketball. Like he's just not healthy for the most part. For the most part, on a consistent basis. So, ow, bruh. I mean, Yakachunas, another good game off the bench. He had 20 points. He knocked down 6 threes, 7 for 12 from the field overall. Jaime struggled in this game. Weird struggle. He was in major foul trouble. Fonchecchio struggled with 1 for 9. This Miami Heat team was not a good team. I want one thing, and it's like what I want, I can't get out of them. So, and it's not a championship. It's not a playoff appearance. Y'all know what it is. I'm saying the last thing for the last 2 years. I mean, the same thing for the last 2 years. So I don't even need to repeat it. Hero was a rib thing. I don't even need to repeat it. On the Jazz side of things, Will Hardy said after the game, they said, did you have any consideration putting Nurkic, Laurie, and Jaren back in the game? He said no. He said no. All three of those guys played 25 minutes on the dot and did not play a minute in the fourth quarter. Jaren Jackson had another back-to-back 20 ball in Utah. Laurie Markkinen had 17. They both struggled from the field for the most part. And then Nurkic had 10 points with 16 boards. Isaiah Collier is pretty much enjoying his time to be able to perform in his minutes now from a starting perspective. With Keontae George being out with an ankle injury. This man Keontae rolled his left ankle, came back, and then rolled his right ankle. So we probably not seeing a lot of Keontae. And again, they're okay with that. The dude's having a career year, averaging 24, 25. They know what they got in Keontae George now. So he don't even got to play as much. The interesting thing, though, I know he's having conversations around their lineup with going next year. Who would they start at the 2? Since the trade, they've been doing Ace Bailey at the 2. And I know I was like, bro, what, you don't have to trade Ace. You know, you can ideally you want a POA guy there, but Ace Bailey is starting. He's looking good there. And I think they're looking at it as if, hey, if we're going to have Walker and Jaren, or even Walker and Laurie and Jaren, and Ace in the front court with Keontae, we shouldn't struggle as much from a team defense perspective, right? So they're going to have the rim protection from a lot of guys. Shit, 2 guys at least, minimum. They're going to have the athleticism with Keontae and Ace, and they're going to have the shooting with Jaren, Laurie, and Keontae. While Ace continues to try to get better in that ballpark, and also Walker and Kessler continue to try to stretch the floor as well. So, yeah, man,
I was gonna say Walker Kessler be shooting too. I was gonna say that.
Yeah. So they're good. They'll be fine. I mean, I like Ace at that 2 spot over anybody else, over Bryce, over Cody, over whoever else you can throw out there. I think he's the one that should start next season when they're trying to seriously win some ball games, unless they end up with the number 1 pick and get Darren Peterson or something like that. I mean, just throwing it out there. Or I don't know how I feel about AJ if they would get lucky and get the number 1 or 2 and get AJ. I don't know, but yeah, I think AJ should be the one that should start there.
They were the most, and they're the most interesting team since the trade deadline. That's why, like, I forgot you're talking about other trades. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, like Utah is the most interesting one out of all these stupid ass trades. No offense or whatever.
Utah's is just a good team, top to bottom. It's just we don't know how good they are. Like what me and Wills was saying the other day, because the tanking shit going on. Even a lot of injuries. You feel me? A lot of stuff is going on in the league right now. Like that nigga, Will Hardy, solid coach. To your point, you just brought it up. They asked him about Nurkic and Triple J and all of them guys closing. He said no. You know what that says to me? That says, ownership and the regime basically trying to get this number 1 pick. No coach in the NBA wants to purposefully not play their guys or lose on purpose. Nobody thinks like that. The coaches want to get wins. Because every coach they looked at as their record. How good of a coach are you? We're looking at your record. How much wins do you have? When it comes time to Will Hardy, let's say he becomes a Hall of Fame coach or, 500 wins in his career. You think he's going to look at, we won 20 games in Utah the first 4 years. Like, you know what I mean? He wants to win. He wants to play them young guys. He want to play his best players. So that says the ownership and the GM and everybody's trying to get this pick, whatever it is, 1, 2, 3. Let's purposefully lose in the short term and try to see where we can get.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But also adding on to that, I think the fact that they won with their youngsters speaks to how underrated of a coach Will Hardy is. I mean, I get that they're tanking, so you don't really see many wins from them. But I could see him, totally being like a Dagonaut for the Thunder. With the actual team that's trying to compete, he can really outcoach a lot of other teams and have a good game plan. And I wanted to shout out especially the youngsters. I thought Ace Bailey really, really, really mature for a rookie. He knows where to pass the ball. He knows when to shoot. He played good defense. That's a player you can build around. Shout out to Filipowski as well. I wasn't quite sure if he would make it as a rotation player on a contending team, but right now it looks like he can be a winning player. Shout out to him. I think Sensabaugh, like Tween said, he just can get buckets, man. Sometimes that's super valuable, and it was a really, really tough step back he had. It might have been a little bit of a push off, but a center or a power forward who can do that's pretty crazy for me. But he can basically play as a shooting guard. That's a really interesting player as well you can utilize. And I just think in general, the fact that you can beat a fully contending Miami Heat team trying to make the playoffs, against their veterans, like I think the reason why Miami kept it so close was because of the rebounding. If it wasn't for the rebounds, this would have been a blowout for Utah, in my opinion. That's what's crazy. At the end, I saw Wiggins getting rebounds, I saw Bam getting rebounds, I saw Ware getting rebounds, and I was pissed off because I was rooting for Utah to win because the Wizards need a tank as well. But I just thought in general, in the game plan, I thought Hardy outcoached Spoelstra like a big time, and it showed. Like at the end, Spoelstra was relying on Jack Uchionis in the corner, and I get Jack Uchionis was feeling the heat there, but I just didn't like that game plan. I thought Wiggins was good in the clutch for the Heat. I thought that was good, but they're just the Heat are missing somebody. They're missing either that's a shooter or a difference maker, of a playmaker. They're missing somebody, and it really showed. And even with the youngsters of Utah, they were able to expose that. And shout out to Utah for that.
Only
Good win.
I don't agree with everything that you said. And one day out rebounded.
Yeah, you can let me know what you disagree with.
One day out rebounded us by 15. So I mean, unless you're speaking on timely rebounds, which I think you sort of kind of.
I was talking about timely, just
yeah.
in the clutch in the fourth
which
quarter.
I think you sort of kind of. Which I think you sort of kind of.
And it showed that, like, I think, yeah, maybe in I didn't watch the first quarter. Maybe Jaren Jackson Jr., Markkanen, and Nurkic were getting a few rebounds there. But yeah, I was just talking about with the youngsters in particular, they were getting out rebounded. But outside of that, I thought Utah was playing well. But yeah, I get what you're saying, though.
No, I get what you're saying. I was trying to say I think you're pointing to timely rebounds. So if you are, then I will understand. But the Heat, real quick, just nothing on this game. Just if you were not going to, we all know I wanted Jimmy to get traded because I didn't think it was a point to pay him what he wanted to get paid. Look at his contract from Golden State, which is rather insane. But if you were not going to tank and you are still going to try to compete, then why did you not just pay him what he wanted to get paid when you weren't going to do nothing with anything of value anyway? Like having Wiggins and Norman Powell on a team now does nothing for you. Literally nothing for you in comparison to whatever Jimmy and Bam, if they had a good relationship still. Obviously it's rocky now, but if they had a good relationship still, if Jimmy got paid, he probably would still be happy. It will probably be, no, not really. I can't even say it would be a better team because even with Jimmy and Bam, we was in a plan. I ain't gonna lie, bro, the team is ass. They just need a tank.
But if they were probably looking at it from because Jimmy got hurt a couple times, especially like there was rumblings. I think 1110 brought it up about after his father and Spoelstra kept bringing up. You feel if you're not in the locker room, stop posting. That was the Boston series for Boston. It was one playing game. Like they just didn't want to fuck with him. Like they didn't like the antics he was doing. It had nothing to do with paying him because of his play. Nigga, he was top 25 player. It was more the antics and
that's not. It was not more. It was not. Although those antics are true, yes, Pat Riley did say that. It was not more of the antic. They definitely did not want to pay.
No. But I'm saying it's just like, bro, he's a headache.
You said it was more of that. No,
okay, my bad. Let me take that back. It was some of it was just a disagreement. Like it was like they wasn't really messing with him at that point.
You think they did the right thing not to pay him?
I just think if you weren't going to pay him and you weren't going to have a roster after that to actually compete and then choose not to tank, then you should have just paid him and stayed more relevant than what we are now. Like now we're damn near like the laughing stock in the Eastern Conference. We're damn near like we're on that.
Yeah, I think they thought that even if they kept Jimmy, they wouldn't be good anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So why pay that much in taxes?
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, especially with him and Bam, that would have been $100+ million between them.
Yeah, I think that's what they were thinking. I was like, I don't think they were thinking the amount they're paying in taxes is worth how much better they'll be, especially since like Jimmy's getting older. He don't really play regular season games. Who knows if he'll be there for the postseason run? They're probably like, whatever.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I'm tweaking. Yeah. All right. Well, shout out to the Jazz, I guess, for even and Bryce Sensabaugh for coming up big, like Spurs did. Ultimately, get that win. Excuse me. Orlando Magic got the win over the Milwaukee Bucks, 118-99. Anthony Black led the way for the boys in Orlando. They're about to get actually not about to. He returned in yesterday's game. Franz Wagner came back yesterday off the bench, played 17 minutes, 14 points, had 5 assists. Desmond Bane had 25 points. Paulo only had a whopping 11 with 9 boards, 3 for 10. But Anthony Black stole the show in this one, as he did in a lot of games this year. He had 26 points, 8 for 13 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3, 8 for 9 from the free throw line. And Jalen Suggs also had 10 assists. I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I be looking at some of these teams and I be seeing all players drafted within the first 10 picks, I be liking shit like that. I be liking when teams rebuild and they be playing their guys and they all come together and they trying to work up and trying to change the franchise around. I just a little jealousy out of me real quick as a Heat fan. But Jalen Suggs, top 5 pick. Black, top 5 pick. Paulo, top 5. Wendell, top 10. Isaac, top 10. Jet, lottery. Tristan, top 20. Jace, first round. Like, they play all their guys. Wendell, I know he was traded in the Boost trade. First round pick. And obviously they traded for Desmond Bane. So, I don't not saying anything crazy or anything like that. Let me see what the Magic are doing. They're 28-24. Let me see their last 10 real quick. Hopefully they finish the year off strong. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Cool, good. And 5-5 in their last 10. And they need to get out of the play-in. The East is shaping up pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, that top 6 is a little decent. For whatever it's worth.
A little decent.
Yeah,
The reason is good is there's no clear cut stint right now. It's like a whole button. Anybody can knock off anybody. You feel me? If they get hot at the right time, any of these teams, the top 5 really, you might say if the Sixers really, but I don't know. I don't know if they can get hot at the right. But the 1 through 5, no, not Toronto. What the fuck is Toronto's top 5 seed?
Yeah, Toronto's
remove Toronto.
They were in the second seed.
Like, why are you shocked that they're top 5 seed?
Yeah,
no, I'm watching them. It's just like, bro, Brandon Ingram has to hit every tough shot in a close game. It's just like, bro, I don't know how y'all keep winning.
Nigga, what?
Shout out to the coach. But I still think Charlotte's underrated here. I think Charlotte's going to make a run push. But yeah.
It's not just, first of all, it's not just Brandon Ingram. Even as, like, quickly hit a couple big buckets for
that. Quickly got busy, like a couple games. Yeah, facts.
He had a stretch there where he got busy. Like, it's a team. Their defense is really, really good. Their offense is ass, but their defense is really, really good though. But yeah.
Do you think their pace got to be a little quicker? I feel like they every game is like this 5 seconds on the clock.
I don't think they have the personnel to. I'm trying to think because who's pushing that? Because Brandon Ingram not going. He's not really pushing it. I guess
Scotty might a little.
Quickly can push it, but like I don't trust him with the ball because he's not good at basketball for real. And then like RJ, I guess RJ would push. Like RJ's a really good off-ball player. I'm not gonna lie, but they'll need somebody. I guess Scotty can push it and then pass it. I guess. Yeah, they can.
That would be the avenue because you brought up their offense being shit. That would probably be the avenue where their offense could be better if they go quicker.
Yeah, it's just they don't have any reliable scoring. Because Brandon Ingram ain't no crazy scorer, right? RJ not really reliable, and like RJ can get to the line because he can play physical, but he just bad at hit free throws. Like it's just I don't know. Like and quickly, it's not that good at basketball. So I don't really. Sky's not like a reliable scorer. They don't really have that. So I don't know. The shooting too, like their shooting's not that good either.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, it's mostly the defense, and it starts with their draft pick. What's his name? Colin, the dude from South Carolina. He's
Colin Murray
clamping.
Boyle.
Yeah,
that shit starts with Scotty Barnes,
Barnes, of
and
course.
then
My fault. My fault.
you sprinkle in some CMB and shit like that.
All right, shout
Y'all
out.
need to respect. Y'all need to respect Bi more.
What do you mean? I didn't shit on BI.
No, she didn't shit on Bi.
Like what?
But Bi, yeah, he's having an underrated season. The problem with Bi really is he's not a 24, 25 PPG guy. Like, you know, niggas just look at PPG. Like, he don't get to the line, and that could unlock some of his scoring because we know he likes to catch and shoot middies, or play out that mid post, low post, that elbow area. So if he got to the line like 2 more trips, I think he'll be in a different conversation, to be honest with you.
All right.
We can go to the next game.
Next game, we had the Minnesota Timberwolves at home defeat the Atlanta Hawks 138-116. Ayo had his best game in a Minnesota uniform. The Minnesota Timberwolves moved to 33 and 22 on the year, as the Hawks dropped to 26 and 29. And Ant has his usual 30 ball. He had 30 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 stocks. But Ayo is one of the ones that stole the show in this game. He was second in the team in leading scoring, had 21 points, 9 for 13 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. And a lot of things that I knew that he can bring to the team as a ball handler, getting to the basket, shooting the ball, and also the defense. All of that was on display. Literally every single one of it was on display, and that all of it was on display in last night's game. He had 2 stocks, knocked down 2 threes, and you know what they got out of him and Bones, and also even Nas before he got into a little scuffle. Yeah, I saw that, John, though. That was really big for Minnesota. So if they can have those 3 guys, and whatever you get out of whoever you want to add in as a 4th option in their short 5 to 10 minutes that they're going to play, whether that's Jalen Clark, whether that's Terrence Shannon when he's back, whether that's Yohan, if he gets a little minutes.
Sorry, which 4 guys you said?
No. I started off with the 3. Started off with 3 and insert any, because a 4th guy is going to play sometimes, whether it's 5 to 10 minutes. Like last night, Jalen Clark played 5 minutes. And that's whether that's Jalen, whether that's Terrence, whether that's Yohan, whoever plays that little 5 to 10 in that, you know, whatever game the case may be, whatever you got in, whatever you got in them. But their bench is going to be highlighted with Ayo, Bones, and obviously Nas Reed. So that's all I said.
All right.
I'm talking a little slow, y'all. Yeah, but Randall had a triple-double. He had 18, 12, and 10, 3 stock. J-Mac had a good game. Rudy had a good game. Dante had a decent game. Everybody on Minnesota played good. If you played for Minnesota yesterday, you had for the most part, a good game. I'm not.
I ain't gonna lie, Dante might have to scoot over. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you say he might need to scoot over. Yeah, it's gonna be games. It's gonna be games like that. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, it's gonna be games like that.
He might need to scooch over with that starting spot.
Scoot over for who? For who? For
You
Dante?
talking about
You
Ayo
don't
for
change.
Dante.
You don't change the lineup.
You're saying Ayo for Dante. But this is the
Shit.
thing about Dante.
For
Dante's probably the best passer when it comes to in that starting lineup. Ayo don't bring that. He bring more
To be fair, Julius.
playmaking.
I don't think it's Dante. I think it's Julius.
Julius is the better passer.
Dante feeds Rudy the ball. That's what I'm really referring to.
It don't even matter. Like the bar's in hell. I don't know what this is. But listen, who you gotta scoot over? Who you gotta scoot over for?
Ayo.
What do you mean? Like for what? Like because Ant goes third. You said Dante gotta scoot over.
Who you thought I say?
And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh yeah, woman, go on. Yeah, go on. Whatever you was. What the hell?
Miscommunication.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Nah, you good.
All right, what?
If you played for Minnesota yesterday, you had a good game. I'm not including Nas Reed for 20 minutes. I know he's over 5.
Why not?
20 minutes.
0 for 5 from 3.
I know he's over 5 from 3, but you know he didn't really get to finish the game. It really didn't matter anyway. So for the most part, and he was still a +6. So for the most part, if you played for Minnesota, you had a good game. Literally. That was that on the Hawks side of things. CJ erupted for 38 points. He had 12 for 25 from the field. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was the usual 20 ball. It was good to see him do it against his former team. He had 23, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. Did have 6 turnovers, though. That's an awful lot of turnovers. And he finished that off with 2 steals. So, the Hawks ain't on nothing, bro.
We replaced you, nah. We replaced you.
Chill, you can't replace. Nah.
We replaced you, nah.
Chill.
Hey, to the game.
Ayo was elite, but nah, just different. Like, yeah, you
To,
for
to,
me.
You said what,
to
T?
the game. Atlanta did go on a actual little run. It got to 32 a point. And I think got under 20, and it seemed like the momentum was flipping a little bit. And it was like Io hit every big shot, like when they needed it in that moment. To regain the momentum or even settle things down. So shout out to Io because there was a real time in that game where Minnesota started trolling as a collective and they did go on a run. But yeah,
Appreciate that
You mean
extra
when
context.
Minnesota does Minnesota things? Sorry, go ahead, Ev. I know you're
Nah,
ready.
nah, you're good. Appreciate the extra context, brother. T.
Yeah,
We have to.
I'll bring a no nonsense. My fault, Eb. I know you're trying to get through.
Nah, you good.
You said it has something to do, I think. Yeah, Ayo, he bring a no nonsense type of mentality to this team that I think they need.
and that's
So,
huge, Byron. Like he's a
yeah,
great like usually that's a point guard role like to settle a team, but I could see him doing that a lot from a just shot making or a defensive standpoint. I'm just settling them a little bit.
yeah, he gonna be the same dude every night. So, and he's somebody I think Anna probably gravitate to in regards to that. So, damn good pickup in multiple ways, like we talked about.
It's actually a good point, uh, brother Byron. Good point out. Man. Whew, good point out. Next game we had the New Orleans Pelicans beat the Sacramento Kings. The Hornets. I said the Hornets. The Pelicans were home. They got to win 120-94. The Kings don't give a damn. Good thing for them though. Maxime Reynard and also Dylan Cardwell, undrafted out of Auburn. Both of those guys, and he even got a contract this week as well. Shout out to him. Pretty sure he got life changing money. To go undrafted and to work your way into a rotation, and be able to get a contract after that. That's pretty big. So he had 6 points, 11 boards off the bench, 4 stocks. Maxim Reynard had 21 points, 19 boards. These will be the guys in their front court after they trade, in my opinion, Sabonis this offseason. Talks were picked back up, and
You didn't,
I didn't what, bro? Why you never let me finish what I'm saying? What did I not do, Twin?
because you brought up Sabonis. That they basically said that's very hard to move off that. There's no market for
Okay,
Sabonis. I don't.
I hear you, Twin. At the end of the day, I believe that they're going to look again to trade Sabonis this offseason the same way they attempted to try to trade him at the deadline. So whether that's for nothing damn near, it will happen. But I do not think Sacramento Kings will Sabonis will be on the Kings roster for the full duration of his remaining contract, which is like it's okay for us to disagree, bro. But you can just let me finish. And you can say back what you want to say. But he would not be on their team up until 2028, 2029 when he going to unrestricted free agency. I really do believe that they're going to try it in, whether that's this offseason, and if not, they'll pick back up at the deadline. If not, then next offseason. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is still facts. Their front court of the future is leaning to Mr. Reynard and also Dylan Carwell, and then insert whoever they draft if it is a big man in the first round this year. Whether that's Cameron Boozer, Caleb Wilson, Cole P. Well, he won't be there because their pick will be top 5. Whatever the case may be. And then also Keegan Murray when he's back next year as well. So, I mean, it's not like I'm not saying facts about their front court of the future. I hear
What are you
you
talking about?
talking to what Tween just said to me.
Oh, what did you say? Sorry, I left and came in.
Sabonis basically got no market.
Oh.
So that's pretty much it. But yeah, shout out to those two fellas for what they've been performing for the Kings as of late. And then also Nick Clifford, bro. You only see 10 last night, 4 for 16. But he been even having some good games with opportunity that he's getting. They're not going to play a lot of Sabonis, Levine, and DeRozan every game, or for the most part for the rest of the season, because they're fine with losing. But Nick, in his 5 games played in February, he's averaging 15 points, 46% from the field, and 43% from the 3-point line. So shout out to Nick Clifford for getting an opportunity as a rookie to be able to perform and develop and play through his mistakes. I think that's very important for what they're trying to do, and also with him on their team for the foreseeable future as well. As he was a late first round pick for them this past season. On the Pelican side of things, shit. Trey Murphy continues to play good basketball and shoot the ball well. Ferris came off the bench and had 20 points. Zion had a cool 18 and 6. And Derek Queen had 8 points in 24 minutes to play with 5 boards. So not really much to say there, bro. They're gonna be rolling back the same core next season. Only difference is they will have a healthy DeJounte Murray, and that's pretty much it. You know, they're not going to do anything major. I don't think they trade Zion this offseason because of what their beliefs is
They think
around
they're
that.
keeping him
Yeah, so
to move forward with.
They're gonna
I be
really
forgetting that boy alive. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
who DeJounte?
It's Jonte.
Yeah, but I think he's good enough to come back for real. For real. If they really wanted him to, they just don't care for him to come back right now.
Yeah,
Like he can
He
wait
the
yeah.
till
one shows that this shit's ass, bro. Let's keep it honest, Ev. Like niggas talk about, oh yeah, when DeJounte come back, running back with the same core, they know that shit ass, bro. They stalling time to trade Zion and the rest of these niggas, man.
How old
You think they,
DeJounte is?
you think they said that thing about Zion to up his value or something? Because they're like, we're not
29.
moving off of him. He's for the future.
I think that's a strict value thing,
Little
bro. You
nigga
gotta build your shit up.
29.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I'm getting old. I feel this nigga was young as hell.
You're not getting
Yeah.
old, nigga. You've been old.
Well, I mean, fast.
So
Wait, do the
That's
Pelicans
crazy.
have their own pick next year? I know the Hawks have their pick this year. So, do they got direction or are they completely cooked?
Who, the Pelicans?
Derek Queen and Jeremiah Pierce,
Yeah,
apparently.
Yeah, that's the only direction I see. Them
I
two.
mean Queen's a demon, but that's it. I don't know what else.
Pulling up to that game in March when they play the Lakers, too. Hope they ball out.
Nigga, you do not care about them niggas.
So they have none
I
of the
want to see a
picks.
good game. I just want to see the Lakers win, but we'll see. That's
You
their
gonna see Trey
direction,
Murphy?
though.
You gonna see Trey Murphy in person, Byron, and tell me why he's not better than a lot of niggas like J Dub and shit. I'm gonna ask you after that game though. We'll talk.
all right, shout out to the Pelicans and their players for performing yesterday. I still stand on the side that I think they should try to trade Zion. So obviously it's going to be a wait and see type of thing, and it could be having to get his value up. And at least Zion is finishing the year off strong, as well. Strong from a health perspective, and then also there's his outputs in the game that he's playing in. It's like 28, 29 straight games for him. I'm pretty sure if he finishes the year off healthy for the next 2 months, a team will look at him like, okay, hey, Zion just played 50 plus games in a row. And he averaged 23, 24, whatever the case may be, while efficient.
Yeah.
If we can bring him in on our team right here and slot him properly as the number 2 or number 3 option, I think he'd be effective for us. So, and he's not going to be worth much. So,
Yep.
what he's getting paid? And he's getting paid 42,
And
40.
his
Yeah.
contract,
So,
I'm sure his contract probably not even fully guaranteed either.
oh yeah, it is something
But
like
Gotta
that.
be.
Yeah, I think it is something
I'm
like
sure it's
that.
some
Yeah.
stipulation in there somewhere.
Yeah, it is. I forgot what it is, but it definitely is. Please trade Queen. Carrington for Queen. Let's run it. Oh, that's dog. Spurs.
Wait, huh?
That's Spurs. Nah, Spurs is trolling.
Oh,
Yeah, he
He
responded.
dead serious. That nigga not trolling.
Next
Yeah, I'm
we
serious, bro.
we had the Cavs defeat the Nuggets 119 to 117, and obviously Dmitch and Harden again stole the show on the road. Harden big time 3 over Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm sorry, should have been called a foul, to be honest.
Yeah, that was a clearly then one.
Yeah, that should have been called a foul. They did not call a foul.
The refs
Then
be
after
tripping.
y'all kill me. Yeah, when I'm
Keep-
talking,
I'm just
when
keeping 100. My bad, man.
you're giving me what?
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. You give me
I
what?
was just keeping 100. Like the refs do be tripping.
Okay.
Giving you game.
I believe you, bro. But all right. Yeah, James Harden hit a 3. I agree with the notion 100%. Should have been called a foul. It was not called a foul. It is what it is. They ended up getting a stop. Jokic passed it out to Tim. Funny enough, Tim Hardaway Jr. And he bricked the 3. Donovan Mitchell have grabbed the rebound. I think Allen grabbed the rebound, gave it to Harden. D-Mitch wanted the ball. D-Mitch got the ball. He had Jared Allen open under the basket, but he tried to drive to the basket. Jamal Murray got in his way. D-Mitch went to the line, knocked down a free throw. They won the game. So D-Mitch in the game, though, had 32 points, 10 assists, 11 for 23 from the field, 3 for 10 from 3. And Harden had 22 points, 10 boards, 7 assists, while Jared Allen had a good output with 22 points and 13 boards. So obviously, we're getting a glimpse of it. Even Jalen Tyson, who I've been talking about a lot, has 16 and knocked down 4 threes. We're obviously getting a glimpse of what James Harden can bring and provide to this team in this offense. And you're seeing Kenny Atkinson, you're seeing D. Mitch, and you're seeing a lot of the players rave about it and talk about it. And he's even making life easier for Donovan Mitchell, and Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen making life easier for Harden. So Harden don't got to go out there and score 30 to 40, 25 to 35 for the most part. He can go out there, play make, rebound, try to defend. He had 3 blocks in this game yesterday, while D. Mitch had 2. So shout out to those 2 fellas. And just be a floor general. That's what James Harden is. And on the Nugget side of things, they're dropping games. Not on purpose. I'm not saying intentional or anything like that. Hold on. Yeah, I ain't riding the Nuggets like I ride that team from the South. What is that? 4 out of the last 5? The Nuggets are just better than the Rockets. Everything about the Nuggets is better than the Rockets, OG. You cannot compare the Nuggets losing games to the Rockets losing game. Are they in a funk right now? Yes, 100%. They're having guys in and out of the lineup, key guys at that. Aaron Gordon in and out, Cameron Johnson in and out, Christian Brown in and out, Jokic in and out. Now, granted, a lot of that 4 and 5 came with Jokic back, but even then Payne Watson in and out. So, I mean, bro, and they played a good team in the Cavaliers. Not saying all the teams they played was good teams, but the thing about the Rockets in comparison to the Nuggets, you guys' process been shitty from an offensive standpoint the whole entire year, like literally the whole entire year. You guys, late game situation been shitty the whole entire year. Like, at least the Nuggets shown a point in time in this season, a different level when it came to you guys and them, in my opinion, at least. And Brett, at the end of the day, they're just better than y'all, and you know it. So I'm not having no Nuggets and Rockets comparison. Like, I don't need to talk about them losing 4 out of the last 5. They're just better than y'all. Like, they're just a better team than y'all. You think the same thing.
That go what I was saying. That's just homework bias.
I didn't ask you who was better. I just asked you if y'all gonna ride them. We can consider. I can consider mine.
Okay, OG. No, but the thing about it is,
I never said the Raptors better than the Nuggets. I've never said that all year. That ain't what I said.
The thing about it is,
y'all gonna
OG.
ride them.
The thing about it is, OG. You think they're a better team than y'all right now, don't you?
I've already said the Nuggets to start the season. You know what I said about the Nuggets.
So I never said
game one the Rockets were better than the Nuggets. I've never conceded that.
My thing is, like, am I supposed to, like, it's 54 games right now. They lost 4 out of the last 5, 100%. That is not good. 2 of them to the Pistons and the Cavs, or whatever the case may be. Majority of the world still had them going to the conference finals. So what you want me to say? The Rockets, on the other hand, you guys were a team that came into the season with expectations, even without Fred. Especially you. You had real expectations without Fred. Now, your tone might have changed when you saw more of Ime. Your tone might have changed when you saw Adams go down. But you had certain expectations. Not even just you. A lot of Rockets fans, not even just a lot of Rockets fans. Majority of the Rockets fans had certain expectations that was put on this team and a guy like Kevin Durant. Rightfully so. Now, obviously, tones are changing, things are changing. So, what do you want me to do when it comes to comparing what I say about the Rockets and also then to the Nuggets? It's levels.
Oh, okay. So
if OKC lose 4 out of the next 5 and say SGA playing all those games, I'm supposed to say, oh my God, OKC not going to the conference finals team no more now? Let them get back in rhythm. Let them get back in the groove. They'll be fine. They'll be good.
Well, hold on. You said, I agree with you. You said Denver, most people have them going to the conference finals. If it stands right now, never mind. They're probably gonna beat the Spurs if the Spurs advance. Never mind. I don't know about that.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, if we lose 4 out of 5, it's Sale Sengun. Sengun sucks. Reed was the worst 3 pick ever. Who else? Tyree, whatever you got to say about him. But when another team lose, and mind you, we still the top 4 team. Matter of fact, we got less losses than the Nuggets. But when we lose 3 or 4 out of 5, there's all them niggas what we thought they were. But when somebody else loses, they in the slump. I'm talking to him right now. It's between me and him right now because I know you finna come with some troll ass shit. And I'm talking to him right now. But you can jump in a second. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, all I'm saying is keep it consistent. Keep it consistent. If somebody, because you just float right by. And there's another team. Minnesota got throttled the other day, didn't they? By the Clippers.
They did.
Your boy had 2 points. I saw him hit a 3 last night in the first quarter, and I'm like, damn. Shit, he not scored himself from one shit. That's the one shot, and I saw what he scored. What he had the whole team done.
OG, it's a.
I don't see you, but if my dudes do some shit like that, it's man, look at it. I told you what it was. Look at that. That is. You look for any opportunity to come down on mine, but when other teams have similar shit, just like Minnesota. Minnesota been very up and down. I ain't heard a word. I ain't heard a peep. I ain't heard nothing. Y'all come in here, skate right by. You get a score. Oh, Minnesota lost. They just when I lose, it's a whole show. It's a whole show.
I'm pretty sure that Minnesota. I'm pretty sure that Minnesota and LA game was on a Saturday, or if not Friday, 100%. So there was no show on Saturday and Sunday. The yesterday show was gonna be dominated by the Super Bowl. The NBA slate wasn't that good on that game. Might have been Sunday actually. That game might have been Sunday.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's all that was. OG again. And I said things about Minnesota already this year. How I didn't think they were that good of a ball club. and the inconsistency that they show in certain games. I definitely said that to Ted. Ted can vouch for that. I said that on the
But
show.
let a
Actually.
man come in here. Let a
But
man score 2
you
points.
didn't even give me a
Let a
wait.
man score 2
Who
points.
scored 2 points? You said my boy. Who's my boy? Who you talking about scored 2 points?
J Mac. Let a man score 2 points in the whole game, and let a man give up
And a
41
winner and a
to,
loss.
and let a man have 40, give up 41 to Kawhi. I had to ask Ted, hey, I didn't watch the game. I was busy. Who's guarding Kawhi? Because I know who the stopper is on the team, and I know he's big and long enough to guard it. Kawhi went off, and he had 2. I'm trying to figure out what went out. I ain't watched the game, so I'm still just trying to catch up on that.
Yeah,
I don't know
they
what happened.
switched 1 through 4. They had DiVincenzo guarding him some possessions. They had everybody was on Kawhi and guard him.
Oh,
So
so
it was
everybody
they
got
and
enough
one
for each
through.
other.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Kawhi was in that zone. OG, you seen that zone? Kawhi had 40 against fucking Ahmed Thompson. Don't act like you
Okay.
ain't see that zone before.
I didn't
That
know.
was
I was
this
just asking
year.
because I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch. All I
And
know is I saw. Like I say, I did some basketball watching. I saw him have 2 points. 2 points a whole game. 2 points. 2
But
points.
OG,
No, but you okay?
I think the difference. I think the difference between Minnesota and the Rockets is that the Minnesota Timberwolves we've seen has stepped up against like the top teams, where the Rockets seem to be a bit shaky. Also, like this has been something that we've seen over the years with Minnesota, where like in the regular season, I'm not saying like it's a good thing or whatever, but in the regular season they just played a competition, they be up and down or whatever, and then come playoffs they beat teams nobody thought they would beat and stuff like that. So I feel like that's
So
just what it is. It's just like
okay.
it's based on what we've seen in the past. Whereas with the Rockets, like y'all haven't done anything, right?
We
Like you're
gotta earn.
comparing yourself to teams. Yeah, you're comparing yourself to teams who've actually done things. You know?
So we gotta earn our keep.
100%.
Well, at least done more than the Rockets. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Like you comparing yourself to teams that's done more than y'all from a playoff perspective, and even from a regular season perspective for some of them. So that's why I just like it's incomparable to a certain degree.
And they
Okay, so
and
how
they got
long?
some
Okay, so
leeway.
just so
100%.
my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
Now
Go
you good.
ahead.
I just said, yeah, I agree with Byron. They got some leeway. Them teams got leeway. Nobody's caring about the Nuggets losing 4 out of the next 5. If they want a 10-game losing streak, 8-game losing streak, okay, that's a different conversation. But it's the Denver Nuggets. They're gonna be fine when it comes to April and May.
Wait, hold on.
We all know that.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. I said that. Byron repeats what I said, and you're like, yeah, I agree with Byron. I just want to make sure I understand.
I was just saying I agree with the last person that spoke. I agree with you and Byron having said. My apologies. I agree with the last person. I agree with both of you guys having said. I apologize. I agree with both. Go ahead, OG.
No, so is there a time limit? I mean, is it 2 years? A nigga. So what are the qualifications for a nigga to get put in a certain level to where he don't have to be ridiculed every 3-4 games? What is that? 2 years? I'm just trying to figure out so I know when to come back and talk my shit.
I'm gonna tell you numerous conference finals appearances, win the NBA finals. I can start there and end there. Make the conference finals.
You ain't got to win shit. You ain't just got to win. You got to win a whole lot of games. You ain't got to win
if you're making numerous conference finals and you're winning 50+ games, that's a damn good start. Y'all not doing both. Minnesota have done both. Denver won a championship and they're winning 50+ games and going to the conference finals. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So so don't win shit, but just go to a couple of conference finals and get knocked off the same way, and then run it back with the same shit, and then you still get the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I got it.
How are you talking like this? I'm confused. You talking like this?
I got it. I'm just trying to figure out what I need to do. Cause like I say, I'm just trying to see.
But what you want? But OG, what you want? What you want y'all to do or to figure out? What you want y'all to do? What you want y'all to do or to figure out or to get that respect around the league? Y'all not gonna get it this year though. So you're gonna come back in here next year and wanting the same thing, and you don't even think y'all gonna get it this year because of what? Ime and Jabari. So I don't even know why you even doing this. I'm confused.
Like I say, I'm not confused. I came in there. I knew what I was on. Like I said, I see a nigga have 2 points. I see a nigga put up a 2 spot in a whole game playing more than 20 minutes.
You moved the combo from Denver
to don't say nothing.
You moved it from Denver to Houston
come in here and score 2 points. You niggas will have a whole show about it.
You got something against J-Mac. You got something against
J-Mac.
You got something against J-Mac and the Wolves.
I got something against. No,
this wasn't even a Wolves combo. This was the Nuggets in Houston. So you moving from Denver.
I don't have nothing against J-Mac, but
I think you respect Denver.
My guy all the time.
You respect Denver, so you said let's leave Denver alone. Let me go attack Minnesota. I'm not here to stick up for Minnesota though, OG. I'm talking about Denver. So do you want to move on from Denver so I can know?
We can. I know. I ain't running from Denver. It's the same shit too. Denver on a bad stretch too. I get it though, but my point to the whole thing, and I never said Denver is just completely out of it. I'm just saying, if my team would lose 4 out of 5, the minute they lose 2 games in a row, niggas, you niggas just sell everything you got. The shit is over. We knew that's what it was. But if another team does that, it's just a gloss over. It's just,
Y'all are not
okay, well,
at the same.
they're in a slump, or they're in a slump, so we just got to wait for them to come out of it.
OG,
okay,
let me ask you a question. Because this just one simple question. In the Western Conference, point blank, period. Do you think the Nuggets and the Rockets are at the same fucking table when it comes to everybody that talk about the sport of basketball? Do you think the Nuggets and the Rockets are at the same table, OG? Do you think y'all are on the same pedestal?
I've never said that to start
I'm asking you.
I've never said that. From the beginning, I told you. From the beginning, I told you we had trouble. We would.
Can I just get an answer though? Can I get an answer for you?
Matter of fact, I flat out said it. We can't beat Denver, and we
okay then. So you answering my question? If y'all not at the same pedestal, y'all not on the same level.
We're not in the playoffs.
Y'all not in the same tier.
We talking about the regular season
man,
right now.
Bro, overall,
we're not in the playoffs now.
Overall, OG. What is going to change from now in the playoffs to where y'all going to be on the same level or the same tier as Denver, OG? Like, be real. What is going to change from now to April where y'all be on the same tier going to the playoffs as Denver, OG?
All right.
Nothing.
All right, so here's my position. I'm in a fucked up position. So I can't talk shit no matter what my team does. And if another team loses, I can't talk shit about that either.
You're moving the combo. OG,
no, that's the same shit.
OG, okay, I'm going to ask you. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you a direct question where you can give me a direct answer. Do you think from now to April, going into the playoffs, you can see a world where the Rockets are on the same tier as the Denver Nuggets?
That's my whole point. So I guess I can't come in and talk.
I'm asking
because my team might lose, and if they win, it ain't
I'm asking you a direct question,
that.
And you're avoiding it for a reason.
And I'm responding in a direct way.
No, OG, it's the yes or no. Do you think in April, by April comes, from now to April, the Rockets can go to the playoffs on the same tier to you as the Denver Nuggets? Because right now you don't have them on the same tier, and from a Western Conference playoff perspective. So from now to April, do you think the Rockets can do anything in the world to get on the same tier as them to you?
I've never moved no tier. Whatever a tier is, I never moved. I've always said from game one, we can't beat OKC and we can't beat Denver.
Okay then, OG. So that means you think you can't fuck with them, right? If you can't beat them,
so we don't need to talk about regular season then, because like my whole point is, if my team wins, we ain't shit, and if my team loses, y'all, we told you wasn't shit. So what the fuck can I say?
Okay.
So I can't even talk no shit, huh? Because we're not in the playoffs yet.
Hold on, real quick. Let me say one more thing. OG, this started, by the way, because this how this started. You can say whatever you want to say, but this started because there's a message on YouTube per you. Y'all ain't riding the Nuggets like y'all ride that team from the South. What is that? 4 out of the last 5. You came out of your way to compare the Nuggets to the Rockets. You didn't just make a comment about the Nuggets. Hey, Ed, did you notice the Nuggets lost 4 out of the last 5?
I'm not comparing the teams. I'm not comparing the teams.
You just brought up the Rockets to the Nuggets. You did just compare.
I'm not comparing the teams. I'm comparing the sentiment in here. Those are 2 different things. I'm not comparing the teams. I'm comparing the sentiment in here when this team does this and when this team does that.
But OG,
that has nothing to do with who I think is a better team.
True.
At all.
Now, OG,
yeah, you comparing the sentiment. Yeah, so both things are true, OG. You comparing the sentiment. You're not comparing the teams, but you comparing the sentiment in here between those 2 teams. And we just trying to tell you it's incomparable because of what these 2 teams have accomplished or failed to accomplish so far in regards to the offs.
Well, then I can't come in and talk my shit because I don't have a leg
teams. If you want to talk your shit for the Lakers,
no matter what happens.
If you want to talk, if you want to talk your shit for the Lakers, cool. Even though the Lakers even got the West Conference Finals over the last 3-4 years, but it's cool. Like they just been mid to the point to where you might talk shit about the Lakers, you might talk shit about San Antonio because they ain't done nothing yet. But certain teams you can't. And one of the teams you brought up, we don't feel you can yet. Minnesota is just one of the teams you can't talk shit about because people just believe more in what they can do in the playoffs in comparison to your team.
And
you can't talk shit about Denver. You can't talk shit about OKC. You just gotta pick your battles wisely when you want to talk.
I just need to keep my mouth shut.
No, keep my mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut about them.
I can't talk shit about them on your team because of what they've done, and I can't talk shit about my team because of what we ain't done. So I can't say
OG, it's the way you approach.
You don't gotta be quiet. Just pick your battle.
It's the way you approach, and then it's the way you approach the conversation. if you approach the convo on something like, hey, let's talk about the Denver Nuggets. They lost 4 out of the last 5. Let's have a basketball convo. Cool. You said your guys are not bashing the Nuggets or ride the Nuggets the way you guys ride that team in the South. What is that? So you are saying you want them to get spoken the same way that the Rockets get spoken about in here. But then you answering that own thing your damn self when you're talking, because you said at the end of the day, you guys can't fuck with Denver or OKC. So if you think that and everybody think that, why would the Nuggets get the same level of criticism or talks that the Houston Rockets will get inside of Facts and Stats or any sports platform? It does not make sense, OG, at all.
Okay. All right. I see what it is. I need, like I said, I need to keep my mouth shut. I can't talk because my
OG,
team
you
ain't done
can no.
shit. And them teams are
I'm not
to the
saying
conference
that.
finals. You niggas can't even say
OG,
nothing.
if
Because I
you
don't have a
came
leg
up
to
here,
stand on.
if you came up here and said, yo, like, let's talk about what's going on with the Denver Nuggets right now. They're struggling late in games. The pick and roll is not looking good. Jokic is getting strapped. They're getting up a lot of points in the interior, whatever the case may be. If you approach it like that, cool. Because when we approach the Rockets, that's what we speak on. That is a fact. Byron spoke on Sengun not being able to punish the smaller guards that defend him. We spoke on you guys struggling in late game situations. We spoke on the twin not being able to shoot. We spoke on Ime, bad coaching ability around the offense. We spoke on how bad Reed is defensively. You see, I just listed 4 things I can keep on going that got spoken on about the Houston Rockets inside of here. Now do that for Denver for me so I can understand and meet you in the middle. You see what I'm saying? You're not even trying to do that. You're not even doing that. We done that about Houston, OG. It's not like we're just up here trying to just trade Sengun, trade the whole fucking team away. Fuck the season. No, we talked about real problems and real issues that the Houston Rockets has faced and or experienced this season. Now, tell me something about Denver, and I'll try to meet you in the middle. Because for me, when I spoke on Denver, it's just guys in and out of the lineup, them trying to get the field back together. Jokic came back about 5-6 games ago. And granted, they're losing these games with Jokic, but they're still trying to get back right, though. But you just tell me, though. Because I just told you 4 things that I can continue, and you're going, and your mic, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
I was on the call. I didn't hear nothing you said. I had a call.
Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna say it again. Dose, if you're not up here to talk, Dose, I'm gonna drop you. Just giving you a heads up. So in the meanwhile, I'm gonna put you on server mute. I just said, damn, I'm mad you didn't hear what I just said because you wouldn't have had shit to say. So I'm gonna try to say the best way. I'm gonna try to say the best way possible again. OG, if you approach the conversation like, yo, Ev, the Nuggets lost 4 out of the last 5, and they're losing because Jokic is bad defensively. Jamal Murray can't hit a shot. The pick and roll is not looking good. Julian Schroeder, whatever, they're not playing good. The defense is not looking good. The offense is shaky. Whatever the case may be, I'll try to meet you in the middle because you didn't approach this convo about Denver saying any of that. And I'm going to give you the opportunity to do that in a minute. Meanwhile, when we spoke about the Houston Rockets inside of this platform, you heard numerous different things that we said from a basketball mind perspective. Byron speaking on Sengun not being able to punish the smaller defenders on him at the moment. Jordan Woods speaking on you guys' bench throughout some points this season. People speaking on Reed Shepherd struggling defensively. You and more speaking on Jabari Smith. You and more speaking on Ime Udoka failure as a coach to put the twin in better position on offensive standpoint. Or just anybody. Me speaking on the twin not being able to shoot. All these things, that is 4 to 6 things that's been said about the Houston Rockets and why you guys been struggling or why you guys been talked about the way you guys been talked about inside of this platform in particular, or you guys struggled in 2026. Now, tell me some things that you want us to speak on about the Denver Nuggets, OG, that I just told you what was all said about the Houston Rockets inside of here in the last month or 2 or even 3.
Not much, because the team hasn't changed from that. They haven't changed that much. I'm just saying, give them the same energy you give my team when my team lose 4 or 5. That's all I'm saying.
But it's reasoning behind why y'all are doing what y'all are doing, though, OG. I just want to know what the reason is for Denver. Like,
okay. All right.
I mean, what you mean? But OG, these are things you told us, though.
Yeah, okay, but I could understand. I could even understand your point a bit more, and I think I know where you come from. I ain't gonna play aloof. I'm not gonna play silly. I think I understand your point for the most part. But with all that shit you talking about, as far as the regular season is concerned, my team still has fewer losses than the Denver Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
My team, and I'm not saying we better than them, but my team. So my point, I guess my point is, I don't know. It ain't the same energy. Like when my team lose, you niggas talk a whole, and I know a lot of times you niggas just be capping, just talking bullshit and high side and whatever the case may be. But y'all don't keep it consistent to all the teams around. Even with the Lakers, I want to hear what you niggas gonna have to say about the Lakers in a minute. I want to hear what you niggas gonna have to say about that in a second. I can't wait to hit. I know it's
OG.
going to be a real quick loss over. Hey, you got to get rid. I already know what it's going to be. But let my team lose to some niggas like that at home or wherever they was at without their best player. The whole motherfucking, the whole facts and stats would be in here talking about where OG
Both
is.
teams didn't have their best player
I
in that
know that
game
would be the
last.
case.
Both teams didn't have their best player in that game last night.
Okay. All right.
I mean, am I wrong? And I'm not in here trying to save the Lakers. I'm just speaking facts. Both teams did not have their best player last night.
And to be fair, it was a good game.
OG, OG, can
I had my point guard all year. I think I got Steven Adams the rest of the year.
That's inexcusable for KD and Sengun to lose to the Celtics without Jaylen Brown, though. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. All right.
Am I wrong?
Right.
It's KD and Sengun. That's two All-Stars.
All right.
I'm not gonna talk about the Lakers part of it, but OG, it's really simple. Like, they don't expect the Rockets to do anything, so they're going to talk about the reasons why they continue to show why they're not going to do anything. It's just pretty much that.
That's even more reason not to even talk about the niggas then. If you don't think they're gonna do shit, why we talk? Why
But you don't think. But you literally don't think that. You
why
literally think that though.
If you niggas know that, if you always knew they wasn't gonna do shit,
But
why
OG, you literally think y'all not gonna do shit though.
You though, I'm talking about y'all now though. If y'all don't think
but OG, that's why we talk. I mean, they talk about every team, the good teams in a certain sense, but that's why they get talked about in a certain light. I would say more often than not, as far as that's concerned. It's not whether they get talked about or not. It's why they get talked about in a certain light because they don't think that they can do that. People think that Minnesota could come out of the West, even if it's a very limited chance. People think the Nuggets or OKC can come out of the West, so they get talked about in a different light from that perspective. They don't think the Rockets can. So every time that there's an opportunity to talk about why they won't come out of the West, that's the way that it's going to be framed as far as the conversation is concerned.
Okay, well then maybe we'll blame the old nigga in me because I'm still lost again. I got to jump. I got to move around. But if I'm having a conversation and if I'm talking about a nigga that don't matter, my conversation about a nigga that don't matter gonna be short and in and out.
Well, no, you don't. It's not that you don't matter. It's that they don't expect you to do anything. Those are two different things.
Okay.
There's plenty of teams that don't get talked about that don't matter.
Okay, all right, so okay, I guess I get it. So in spite of however a nigga look in the regular season, if they lose 4 out of 5, we not because of what they done. They don't, there's no ridicule if they lose 4 out of 5, whether it be in the regular season or not. We expect them to be there, so there's no ridicule.
They'll be ridiculed, but it's framed in a different way because they expect that they can do something compared to you guys.
Yes, and then also it can be ridiculed, but just tell me what it is. You see how I just listed all that for you with the Houston Rockets?
Shit, I don't host no shows. You host the show. You nigga, you gonna find the points.
So you want me to find what you want and make your argument?
I know. I want you to talk about why they're struggling.
I told you. My belief is they haven't gotten in out of lineups. Like they when one person comes out, somebody goes right out, and it's not that easy. Even as good as Denver is, even with a guy like Jokic and Jamal Murray leading the way, it's not that easy to put it all together. Like they haven't guys literally go in and out of the lineups. Like Aaron will come back, where Aaron will go back out. Will Aaron, Peyton, Cameron Johnson, Christian Brown, Jokic, all those guys missed an extended period of time this season. That is 5 out of the 6 best players. These are facts. So that's why, and actually the man himself is here right now. Swiper Cam. I'm not in here to try to make up some things for Denver. Let's ask this guy. Maybe he'll give you some answers. Yo, Swiper, you there, bro?
Hey, my bad. I don't even know what's happening. What am I? I just
I ain't even got the time. Ain't nothing going on.
No. Stay right here, OG. Stay right here. Swiper, tell OG. Run. No, hold on. Swiper, tell OG real quick why you think the Denver Nuggets lost 4 out of the last 5, because he wants to know. He wants the Denver Nuggets to be criticized or critiqued the same way the Houston Rockets is.
Oh, not the same way. Just on the same level. Just on the same level.
That's the same way.
Okay, all right. With the same consistency. I guess that's the word I'm looking for.
I mean, they should have won yesterday. That was a bad loss. They were up all 3 quarters. I think they've been playing around with some rotations that haven't been going great. I think Jokic obviously found Hardaway for a wide open 3, missed that. Mitchell, drove right into Murray, got free throws, which was a good play by Mitch. I mean, I think there's several things, man. They're missing 3 of their 4 best defenders. Their wings are not there. Like, I think everybody's kind of trying to figure out, like, how to refine themselves in the lineup. Julian Strawther played really well, didn't finish his last game. Played well in the 2 games prior that they lost. Didn't finish that game. I think Adelman yesterday, he even said that he made a lot of mistakes yesterday, just in terms of how they're like actually putting their lineup out. Jokic had 6 turnovers in the first 3 quarters, but he was doing that overpassing thing where he's trying to like create all these like advantages, like going towards the basket, but they were just not good passes. Murray didn't play super well. He was like 6 of 16. Christian Brown had his best game since he's been back. Honestly, man, I just think Mitchell was 11 to 23. He wasn't even like crazy. He just like made some really key shots. Harden made a 3 to tie the game with like a minute and a half left, like a highly contested 3. I mean, Jokic had a turnover where I think he had 6 points and an assist in the clutch, but then he had the turnover on Harden where Harden hit his arm and he tried to he thought he was going to get a foul cell and didn't get it. I mean, honestly, I just think the team is not playing well right now. They lost 4 or 5. They lost to OKC, lost to Detroit, lost to Cleveland, and then lost to the New York Knicks in the double overtime. Obviously, those are 4 of the best teams in the league. I just don't think if you watch them play, man, they don't really have an identity right now. And I think some of this is they're exhausted. Murray's been dealing with a bunch of stuff. Obviously, Jokic is still not all the way back yet, and he's kind of playing like he was in the early season. Not having Peyton Watson's been a big deal. No Aaron Gordon, and obviously no Spencer Jones. They just haven't had they haven't been playing well. I mean, there's really no other way to say it. I just don't think they played well. But I'm not worried about them at all. I think that was their 20th different starting lineup they had yesterday, man. I just don't. I mean, they're just in a rut across the board. They just don't even. They got up 11 twice yesterday, top of the second quarter and the fourth quarter with Jokic and the bench players. And then they would give up these runs right after that. Like I said, I don't think Adelman had a good game at all. I think the New York Knicks game, he didn't have a good Jokic played 14 more minutes than he was supposed to. Christian played 13 more minutes than he was supposed to. And then the Detroit game, I thought Jokic was bad. And I thought the team was just it's just all around, man. They're just not playing good basketball in 4 of the last 5. So I don't know, in terms of accountability, where everybody wants to put them at. But I don't think they played well, personally.
Well, Swipe, but if you mind, I could just ask a quick question. So, Swipe, but is there anything that you've seen over this last stretch that they've been struggling outside of obviously the health that you would say is a problem for you, that you think would have, prevent you from getting, where you want to go playoff time?
I mean, the biggest thing is probably just going to be synergy, man. They haven't played with their starting lineup since November 12th. So, I think the assumption is when they get back, they'll have all their guys back and they'll just get rolling again. But I think they just haven't been able to get any, they're running, Adelman said yesterday, they're running different defensive coverages based on who's out there, and they're not doing them well. They've given up 119 points and damn near 5 of the last 6 games, 5 of the last 7 games they played. I think that they got some really good wins, obviously, when Jokic was out. But they were playing crazy hard. And, I just don't, I think the biggest thing is going to be, do they have enough time together when it matters? I do think they will, because, the All-Star break and the rest of this month, there's only 6 more games left this month. And then there's the All-Star break. So I do think they will get back to being what they were when they started the season off 12-3 and they're on pace to win 50-something games. But they just don't feel the same right now. And I think, people say what he wants, but, Jokic is still not, he's still getting to his, that role he was on when he was the 56, 16 and 15, 34, 21, 12 back-to-back games he had. And then he went down with 21, 8 and 5 in the first half versus Miami. He's still not back to that. And I think that's more of a conditioning mental thing than anything else. And then Murray, like I said, has been dealing with a bunch of stuff, but he can't sit because he has to play. So I'm not really worried long term, man. It's just this whole since December 29th, they have just been trying to manufacture ways to win. And I think Adelman, the coaching has not been great in the last few weeks as well. I just don't think he's handled it. And again, he self-admitted it. He hasn't handled the rotational stuff as well as he should. And I think that's costing them a little bit, but I can't just blame him. I think it's everybody's kind of had a hand in what's going on.
Well, I
Okay,
so
well, OG,
appreciate that,
there's
Swipe.
He's not.
It sounds like
Nah.
we got some of the same problems. Okay, it sounds
No,
like we
not
got
at
some of the
all.
same
Not
shit.
at
well,
all.
no, they would
No.
disagree
Sound like
with
we
that.
got some
Yeah,
of the
that's a
same.
big
I ain't had
disagreement.
my
OG, they
point
think,
guard all year.
Trust
We
me.
ain't been able to
D-Mac,
get.
great question,
I
D-Mac.
just
Great
lost my
question.
big man off the
but
bench.
OG,
Y'all are not on the same
this
side.
is
DFS
hold
can't
on.
Y'all are
play.
not
Time
on the
out, time
same
out, time
DFS
out,
side.
ain't
time out, time
played.
out, time
Bro,
My
that
coach ain't
out.
making
OG,
certain
OG,
adjustments. Ain't doing it. It sounds
Nah.
like we got some of the same
Nah.
shit going on. I
OG, but
appreciate this, right?
the
That's
difference
disgusting,
is
dog.
Fred isn't coming back. Steven Adams isn't coming back. These are these guys that they think they're going to come back into the lineup and fix their basketball structural issues as a result. You guys have those basketball structural issues and don't have people that are coming back to fix them. That would be the
Yeah.
difference.
And you also your second best
And then
player is also having a
I
bad
think that
season
the
too.
roster is also flawed in addition to that, but it's a different conversation.
Like, and what was the main thing that I said is probably going on with Denver? Bro, guys are in and out of lineup, OG. I literally said that's probably the number one. That is the number one for Swiper. Synergy. That is number one for him. That's what's going on with Denver. So, I mean, and he spoke on the defensive lineup. That's the big thing, too. You guys just way different. D-Mac, that was a great question. I knew exactly where you was going with that question. Like, amazing. I don't know how the hell OG even just heard that and said, oh, I think we got the same. No, the hell y'all don't. No, the hell y'all don't, OG. Keep praying, though. I'm glad we had this conversation because now I think you're going to approach conversations around OKC and or Denver a little different now. Because I remember a month ago you even hit me like, yo, what's going on with OKC? They doing this and that, and that. And then you don't hit me up no more about them.
Yeah, what is OKC? Aren't they 21-10 in their last 31 games or something?
I don't know what it is. He just left the stage. He probably had to go. Bear, did you want to add some words? I missed you up here. My bad. That's on me.
Yeah, it's all right, brother. Swiper just said everything I said. Was thinking.
All right, bet.
Niggas hurt. They can't. It's no synergy, like he said. Hayden Watson, he out for over a month. Aaron Gordon been out for over a month. Like, what you expect to happen? Those are two of your best defenders right there. So I'm sorry. What you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the thing about the Nuggets is obviously, Jokic isn't
Hip
a
was up.
terrific defender, and Murray's a mid defender. Well, he's worse than Jokic, but whatever. They're good in the scheme in that they have to rely on a big athletic wings, and they have a lot of them. It's just now they're missing their three best defenders outside of Christian in that lineup. So I just think they haven't, even yesterday when they went into the game. They ran Cleveland was getting away with the pick and roll, and the Nuggets can't run their traditional pick and roll because they can't hedge and trap, which means you're rolling into AG or Watson or Jones in the 6'7" body that's rolling towards the rim versus Jared Allen. Yesterday, they then put Jokic on the Jalen Tyson in the corner, and then they tried to trap, but it was a bad trap with Murray and Brown, and then Jared just rolled to the basket, and then he got like a layup, and then they got a dunk out of a timeout. Which they ran a standard pick and roll, but then like Jared ran to the rim, Jokic was caught in kind of a dead man's land, but then there's nobody weak side, and they also shot 32% from three. Like they're the best 3-point shooting team in the league. They're not hitting the threes in those situations, but again, you're just giving up too many points. So I think it's a mix of issues that Denver is running into right now. I think everybody deserves blame for it, but I'm also just kind of like, I mean. They've lost 3 straight for the first time all year, and they're 1-4 in their last 5. I mean, that's just not like. I mean, the Nuggets aren't worse than the Knicks and Detroit and the Cavs, obviously. Like, so what's the actual issue? And I just think it's like, as soon as Jokic gets back, it's like, all right, Peyton Watson been your third best player. Now he's gone, for weeks, and then Jones has been your most important defender. He's gone for weeks, and then AG is still not there. And then now Christian's just supposed to pick it back up and get back into the lineup. You know what I mean? It's just like they just can't seem to all be able to get on the floor and figure it out all at the same time. And it's been a frustrating year on that end. Like I said, they were on pace to win like 64 games at one point, and now they're going to like scrap to 53, 52 wins.
Yep. Nope. Thank you, my brother. Thank you everybody up here. Thank you for OG for trying to add some spark as well. With his, I would like to say in a respectful way, delusional line of thinking. Congratulations to Brandon Ingram. Yeah, he has replaced Stephen Curry in the 2026 All-Star game. The Raptors now have 2 All-Stars, B.I. and Scotty Barnes. But Zach, any words from B.I.?
Well, not really, man. I thought Embiid deserved it, but shout out Ingram, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Embiid was playing at our first team All-NBA level in 31 games. I thought he should have made the All-Star, but shout out BI, I guess. Injury replacement. We don't know. We know injury replacements don't count as real All-Stars, so we go move accordingly. Shout out Bi.
So they don't care about conferences? That was gonna be a West guy.
I think it's USA World because it carries American, so they just replace him with another American dude. You know what I mean?
What is Adam Silver cooking up, bro?
I mean, you know it's not USA East versus West though, Twin. What you mean?
No, I know it's not East versus West, but I'm saying, like, nigga, I don't know, bro. Brandon Ingram? I feel like there's way more deserving guys, but congrats, I guess.
Way more? You know, so way more means like numerous. You want to name some for me?
Yeah, Michael Porter's been better than Brandon
Michael
across the
Porter
board. For
Jr.,
sure.
you could throw Harden in there. You could throw
Exactly,
who
yeah.
else?
There's
That's like
Michael
four
Porter's
guys,
clearly
right?
been better than him, man. Like that's not even a
Shit,
question.
even I'm
bro.
not even a Fox guy, but shit, like nigga, like who do you think Brandon Ingram is? Like,
Fox.
he's a scorer. He doesn't really guard. He doesn't
And
really
he's not scoring. And he's not scoring.
He's not scoring
Exactly.
efficiently.
Like what is
Exactly.
what is
doesn't make
F
any
talking
sense.
about? Like
He's
there's
a scorer that
multiple
doesn't score
guys.
efficiently, bro.
Like
Yeah.
who do you think
Like
he
MPJ.
is?
I
Yeah.
mean, it's all.
There's multiple guys they could have got.
It's all opinionated, bro. Like that's what you.
No.
Bro, he's a scorer that's not efficient.
But objectively, Porter has been scoring better than Brandon Ingram this year by a good bit.
Yeah, we 100%.
And defensively, he probably is better. He's more sturdy.
No. That's not.
Bro,
that
Ingram has not been. Ingram's defense this year has not been solid. Respectfully,
Porter hasn't either. Respect to Porter.
No,
That's
he
my dog.
hasn't either. But it's like I'm saying, it's not like a nigga Lance like playmaking too, scoring, playmaking, like defense. You want to say both is net negatives, okay? But it's just like, bro, I don't know, bro. It's multiple guys. I don't know what F's talking about. But yeah, let me get to the Cleveland game, bro. Like I didn't even get a really rap. Like, nigga, you know we with Team Uno. Like, what's going on? But yeah, I think we played well, to be honest with you. Dmitch, man.
That's not weird that you like flying from town to town like that.
What you mean?
You saying we about Cleveland now? That's not weird.
If Ant leaves Minnesota, I told all the guys I'm leaving with him. Like what? Like nigga, if you feel me, come on, bro, don't do that.
Boy.
Don't put him with that conversation.
Now I'm just saying, like nigga, if I'm like what, like I'm a fan of, like I still my fault. You right. Yeah, I just think late game situation, they got a lot of inverted pick and rolls, the guard to guard action. Sam Merrill, wow. My nigga, man. It was just everybody. Allen. It was just, I feel like they played, speaking of Swiper's point, they played Valanciunas a little too much, in my opinion. I don't know if Jokic is on minutes restriction, but even when he did come back in, it's not a guarantee you're going to go on a crazy run because Jokic in. You know what I mean? I didn't like that. Their rotation was pretty mid, but Dmitch kept getting to the rim. That paint was sweet. Guys was, you feel me, they were playing. It was a gimmick defense. Like, they allowed, Tim Hardaway Jr. on Uno, multiple possessions. They had, what's Buddy's name? Fuck, I'm blanking on his name for Denver. But it was, Cleveland got everything they wanted. Denver was, I don't know how Denver got this whistle. Every time, every time they was getting a whistle. Hold on, give me a second.
Dog.
He's so.
Sometimes I wonder if he's a real human being.
He does this every single game for that Harden play. He come up and act like he adding something, and then not really adding nothing. In a respectful way, by the way. Tweeny's just funny though. Tweeny's one of a kind, man. One of a kind. I'm gonna give him about 5 to 10 more seconds, or 5 to 15 more seconds, and then we'll go ahead and proceed with the next game on the slate.
Whew. You can keep going. I just went and got my fruit.
You ain't want to finish?
No.
I mean, you ain't about to be done, Tween? Or you just got it? I'm pretty sure you're not eating already. You don't want to finish?
Bro, I just got off the whip, bro. You mean like 5 minutes, bro? We gonna spin back.
We gonna spin back.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Tween. Shout out to OG, Swiper, Bear, myself, and D-Mac for that conversation around the Cavs and the Nuggets, and also include the Rockets in that crazy finish that we had in Golden State yesterday. The Warriors. I looked at the box score.
Wait, Ev.
What's up in this? My bad.
No, yeah. Like who do you think is gonna replace Luka and LeBron in the All-Star?
I think they both playing in the All-Star game.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Why would LeBron get replaced? I'm confused. Something I don't know.
He wants to like be careful. and not risk. And I feel like he wants to just like rest and take care of his body.
Okay. I mean, I can see why you think that. I personally think LeBron's gonna not play like nothing like 15, 20 minutes, nothing like that. But LeBron will be there in All-Star weekend because he was selected as an All-Star. LeBron is not the type of person that's going to get selected as an All-Star and just not show up. Now, especially with his career winding down. Now, for Luka Doncic, his injury is not long term. So I could be wrong. I do think he will be there. But if Luka were to get replaced, to answer your question, I don't know right now. When there's some of the names that they just shouting out, MPJ. I guess you want to say Embiid. I guess you want to throw in Harden. Just top of my head. So yeah, I guess I'll say some of them guys. Pretty much it. Yeah. To answer your question, if Luka was to get, oh yeah, Luka's world, by the way. I forgot. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, I don't know then. I'll say Embiid, I guess. I'll say Embiid. Well, shit, I don't even know where he gonna fall as. I don't know what Nush. Can't I just give you that? I don't want to try to say something I don't know.
Alex Sarr.
Spurs. So he's so funny. Like he just left the stage. Like he just left. Now he's back. All right. Anyways, we had the Warriors have a crazy comeback over the Grizzlies last night. I was box score watching, and I was like, damn, but the Grizzlies not even trying to win for real. And they still just went into Golden State and beat the Warriors. I said Golden State like that's something, but went into the Chase Center and beat the Warriors. And the Warriors magically Santos hit a big shot for them, obviously late, and they went outscored them 29-15 in that fourth quarter and walked them down and got the victory. Santos has 16-8. Al Horford has 16-9 and 6 off the bench. Pods has 16. Pat had 17. Moody had 15. Draymond had 14. D'Anthony had 10. One of the biggest things that I spoke on about the Warriors and the loss of Jimmy Butler, you now have a lot of guys that's going to step up in different ways. And last night they had 6 guys score between 14 and 17 points. 6 guys score between 14 and 17 points, with D'Anthony having 10 as well. And even GP2 come up to mention having 7. So it was a good comeback victory for the Warriors. They're still 4 games over 500. That's good for them. 18-9 at home. And excuse me, guys. For the Grizzlies' perspective, Taylor Hendricks had 15 and 10. He came over there in the trade. Meshack out of Tennessee. He had 17 off the bench. And Ty Jerome continues to play good basketball when he is in the lineup and starting for the Grizzlies. Like I said, they're not really trying to win games. If they can lose out or lose a lot, they will. They don't really care. They know what they're trying to do for the rest of the season at least. And that's trying to get a top pick and trying to get their next franchise guy or two that they can build their team around. And that can bring as much value that Ja and Jaren brought to that franchise as all-stars, DPOIs, things like that. Did Ja Morant make an All-NBA team before? Does anybody know? I have to assume, yeah. Nobody knows.
He was second team if I remember off the dome.
Oh, you can talk?
Yeah, I'm chilling, but yeah. You want to see the plate?
Nah.
You feel me? Got the little.
What you grab to eat, bro?
Ja did make All-Star team.
Hibachi. I went fried rice, steak, shrimp with the zucchini, with the broccoli.
Bro got so happy.
What you know about that lunch special? Certain times get that lunch special from them local spots, gang.
You eating good, bro. Keep doing your thing, Twin. I'm happy for you, gang.
It was 2022 where he made second team.
Yeah, second team 2021-2022 season. So yeah, hopefully
that's off the dome, gang.
Hopefully they can land a guy in this upcoming draft as they're trying to lose out for the most part the rest of the season and up their chances of being in the top 4 and if not getting the number 1 overall pick as they currently sit at the number 8 spot right now in the draft lottery order. How am I getting sick and I be in the house? Like I just don't get it.
I think they gonna be good because they know how to draft.
Yeah.
Wemby plus 450 to win All-Star MVP. That's dirty.
Next, we had J-Dub return for the. Do I have one of those? J-Dub returned for Oklahoma City Thunder last night on the road. They played the Los Angeles Lakers and got the win 119 to 110. J-Dub had 23 points. He struggled from the field, but he did a good job against the free throw line. Was 11 for 13 from free throw line. And then they had good contributions off the bench. Jalen Williams, Caruso, Isaiah Joe, even Jared McCain gave them 7 points off the bench as well. While Casey Wallace had 12 points, 6 assists, and 3 stocks starting. And then Chet and Ihart both rebounded the ball well on the defensive glass and also on offensive rebounding perspective. Damn, Mo. They had 9 offensive rebounds combined between the two. And they separated the game in the fourth quarter, outscored them 26-19. And the Lakers just didn't have enough down the stretch. We had Byron up here. Austin Reeves came off the bench again. We got Byron up here. I believe he tapped into the whole entire game. He said it was a good game, so I'm pretty sure he watched more of it than me. You got some words on this game right here, Byron? If anything? Okay, anybody up here watch this game, or I'll continue to do how I've been doing it?
Yeah, I watched the game.
You just said you can't talk, bro.
I mean, I put my plate down. All right, yeah, you're right. I can't talk.
No, I'm trying to understand. Like, were you trolling me? Were you just did?
Bro, I have the plate on right now, but you feel me? But there's nobody to talk. Byron's not there. I put the plate down, trying to help you. You feel me?
Okay.
Nah, it's cool, bro.
All right, yeah, I'm getting trolled. All right, I'm getting trolled. DeAndre Ayton played 29 minutes. He had 6 points. Only shot the ball 5 times. LeBron continued to be a good playmaker, which he's been obviously throughout his career. But when Luka came to the team, he sort of kind of limited his role in that aspect. And focused on some of the smaller things. But he had 10 assists. This might be back-to-back games where he had 10 assists. 6 rebounds to top it off as well. The Lakers only shot 10 for 31 from 3. They're obviously a team that need to bank on more often than not knocking down outside shots. So Jake LaRavia is struggling, going for 2 for 6, and Austin Reeves struggling, going 1 for 5. And even LeBron going 0 for 4 from 3 did not help in that instance. So, like I said, I saw probably the last 2-3 minutes, but I wasn't really much of the game. Looked sort of kind of out of reach anyway. But it was good to see OKC go on the road and going to LA and get that victory. And obviously, LeBron comments after the game pretty much saying they're not a championship team. So, OKC on the other side is a championship team. They know how to play the right way and things like that. Some of the things LeBron said. So, obviously, they're banking on Luka to return sooner rather than later. But the Lakers are back in action tonight at home as they have the San Antonio Spurs coming to town. So, definitely be tuned for that game. Even if Luka don't play, I just want to see how they match up against the Spurs in this matchup. So that's pretty much all I got to say, bro. Shout out to OKC for getting as many wins as possible, or continue to try to stack up wins, even with SGA out, obviously, until the All-Star break, and maybe even a couple of games after. Last but not least, Toumani Camara had a hot shooting night for the Blazers. He had 30 points, knocked down 8 for 10, I want to say. Yeah, 8 for 10 from 3. Outside of him, though, All-Star Denny had 26, 10, and 8. Donovan Klinger had 15 points, 7 boards, 4 blocks down low. Drew had 13. Jeremy Grant had 15. And they did this without Shaedon Sharpe, who's nursing a calf injury at the moment. Scoot Henderson came off the bench again, and probably will be coming off the bench the rest of the season. He had another decent output. I think it's his second or third game playing. He had 12 points and 7 assists. Only shot the ball 5 times. But if you know Scoot, you know he does a good job at getting to the line or getting downhill to the basket and creating contact. He got to the free throw line, shot 10 free throws, knocked down 8 of them, and was obviously 0 for 3 from the three-point line, where that's one of his biggest weak spots of his offensive game at the moment. So the Blazers have a lot of a collection or a really good pool of talent on this roster. I can't wait to see how Damian Lillard looks next season playing alongside these guys, to be honest. And, yeah, man, the Blazers, the Jazz, the Suns, they all going to be damn near playing like the same tier for me next year when it comes to decent to good Western Conference teams trying to make a push. And that push is inside of the playoffs. If not, obviously, they'll be in the play-in. So, shout out to the Blazers for smacking the Sixers last night. Maxey had a good offensive game. He struggled from 3. Yeah, he struggled from 3. He was 2 for 9 from 3. They didn't have Paul George, obviously, suspended. They didn't have Joel Embiid in this game. So, outside of Maxey, they didn't really have much offensive spark. Their second leading scorer was Kelly Oubre, coming in with 19 points. So, they're still sitting at 30 and 23. The Blazers moved to 26 and 28 on the year. And let me see where they fall in the standings at the moment. They might be right in the mix of things. Okay, so they're going to be in the play-in. They're good. They're going to be in the play-in with a real chance to potentially get out of the play-in. So, shout out to the Blazers for that win yesterday. As far as the games today, we have a 4-game slate. again, today is filled with college basketball, though. So if you have YouTube TV, you can probably watch both at the same time, or numerous games at the same time, especially if you watch it on the TV and or an iPad or something like that, and or a phone. You can have 4 screens up at the same time. But it's the Pacers versus the Knicks. Big news around the Pacers today, quote unquote, from a big news perspective. Zubac will be out without a timetable for return. He was questionable going into this game, and now he's just not playing. We know the real reason why. You can use the injury and make a guy just be out. Same thing the Wizards are doing for Trae Young. So Zubac is not playing. And they say he's not going to play a lot this season at all, for the most part. The Knicks will win this game. I'm not going to say whatever spread is. I like it. But the Knicks will win this game pretty easily, in my opinion. Clippers versus Rockets. This is going to be a really good game. I'm actually going to go with the Rockets getting this win today. Then we got the Mavs versus the Suns. I told y'all the other day I think Booker and Jalen Green are going to come back on the same day. They did that on Saturday. I think the Suns get the win today at home. Booker, Jalen Green, Brooks, Mark Williams, and company lead that team to a victory against the Cooper Flag and Mavs in them. And then last but certainly not least, I got the Spurs on the road going into LA and getting the victory over the Lakers. I should go 4-0 today. I ain't going to lie. Excuse me. If I don't go 4-0 today, I'm going to be a little upset. Knicks, Rockets. Well, I'm a little iffy on the Rockets and Clippers game. I think the Clippers can win. But Knicks, Rockets, Suns, Spurs are my winners for the day today. Again, a 4-game slate, doubleheader on NBA TV. Excuse me. Let me look into some potential Luka news.
So make a parlay your prediction. Put 100 on it.
Did you just say put 100,000 on it?
No, I said put 100 on it.
That's probably 200 odds, brother. That's probably plus one. That's probably plus 150.
Green is green, brother.
All right. Nobody see more greens than you, brother. You missed the green man, brother. Let's see what we got here. Knicks, Rockets, Suns, Spurs.
158.
Damn, I called it. Plus 158.
Yeah, I'm cool. And that's all that phase on it. Oh yeah, Lakers beating us tonight.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even know that odds was like that. Plus 280 for the Lakers at home. My goodness. But no Luka. I get it. So
you got Austin Reeves and LeBron and
on a back-to-back at that. And I don't even know if LeBron played today. We'll see. But that's pretty much that for the show today, y'all. Don't forget, tap into some college basketball. Tap into some NBA. We'll be right back here throughout this week recapping these games and talking about these 2 basketball sports for the next couple of months. And hopefully when baseball season kicks off and get going on, we'll add some baseball talks and hopes and prayers to the WNBA season starting off on time. We'll obviously add WNBA and more. So, and good news is March Madness, the bracket to tourney is on the way. So thank y'all for all the support. If you want to have open talks, you can head to open talks to continue talks while Ev is about to try to get some things done on my end. Peace, blessings, and love. Yeah, I'm here with John Doe. Peace, blessings, and love to everybody that came through today. And I'll see majority of y'all throughout this week. Okay.